at Gulfstream Park Casino and Racing this August. Join us on August 31st to win your share of $20,000 in free play in the $20K Some Like It Hot giveaway. Earn entries all month long.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Dr. Cody All at West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 561-459-3228. 561-459-3228. 3228. That's 561-459-3228.
Aren't you tired of people getting your information and then selling it? Like KBB and these deals that sell all your information to everybody and have 20 people calling you and bugging you? If Give Me the VIN, we don't do that. We want to buy your car. We want to buy it for the right price. We want to be fast, efficient, especially in the summer heat. We don't want to waste your time. Get in, get out, get you paid. Make you happy. Go put a review up. So we love these guys. GiveMeTheVIN.com. There is a reason that they call us America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Every business deserves a great deal. That's why, for a limited time, we're launching the Mobile Made Free event. With Comcast Business Internet, new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free. Yep, you heard that right. An entire year, free. It's our best internet, powered by the next generation 10G network and with 99.9% reliability. Plus 1 line of free mobile for a year. The Mobile Made Free event is happening now.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, for a limited time only, ask how new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free during the Mobile Made Free event. Call or go online today to learn more. Ends 9/21/2023. EcoBill and autopay required. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Mobile offer requires 100 megabits per second internet and new unlimited intro mobile service. Other restrictions apply.
Are you tired of sweating in your own home? Then it's time to call Air Around the Clock. Air Around the Clock is the largest Rheem dealer in South Florida with 135 trucks on the road every day. If your wife is hot, call us at 888-FIX-MY-AC.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Crash at West Palm Beach. This is 95 northbound just south of Southern Boulevard. It is on the left shoulder, but could be causing you a bit of a slowdown. Elsewhere, we're not looking bad. Turnpike is accident-free. I'm Joel Malcolm.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has great prices on all back-to-school essentials. Now you can save even more with $20 back in rewards on your in-store purchase of $50 or more. Rewards members only. Ends 8/19. Redeemable in-store only. School on, save on at Staples.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
All right, we got a dump up there, Terrence. That's what these first two segments are for. So let's go to, is it Ray?
Jay.
Jay, okay.
Hey, guys, I wanted to take a dump on tourists of the White House. So uncool to leave their baggies of Coke behind.
Where'd you see
good
that?
Joke. It's all over the
All in the news. Powdery white substance found in the White House believed to be cocaine.
Oh, dear Lord.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station.
Hey, welcome to the show.
What day of the week is it?
Tuesday. That's today?
Tuesday's good. How's Tuesday for you?
I heard that this show is like really good.
Is this a show?
This show is supposed to be gleeful and bright.
This is your show.
Then you better get started.
When's this gonna air?
When does this air?
Right now.
Showtime.
Well, color me happy. There's a sofa in here for two.
First time in an elevator.
Penthouse. The Penthouse.
Yes.
Wow, great view. I bet you can see all the way to the ocean from out here.
Penthouse, top floor. Got everything I need and a lot more. High ceilings, marble floor, and my penthouse.
Hey, Mr. Greek, can I get your autograph?
Hey, Greek, what's happening, pal?
I'm 6 deep behind a 4. You can't find me.
Oh my God, it's Greek!
You're listening to The Penthouse. Here's The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
Yeah! Franny got a double yeah, because I jumped a gun.
You did.
I jumped a gun. It is The Penthouse on a Tuesday, 11:45. You pick a ticket. That's right out of the gate. It is hot as a firecracker out there. Wow. I tell you, it's so hot I can't even smoke a cigar outside. That's how hot it is. We got a lot going on for you guys. Always doing The Penthouse on Real Radio on a Tuesday. You guys can always get involved by calling us, 877-927-6969. Email Jimmy at realradio921.com, or you can text us. First put in Real Radio, and then put in 47342?
47142 is a text line, and then you got to put in Real Radio in that text for me to receive it.
Not bad. Jimmy, how are you, buddy?
Hello, and good morning. Not really, but but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Who cares?
And Freddie's here.
Didn't take long.
Right out of the gate.
What's up?
We adopted here in the Penthouse. We rock and roll. We do what we got to do. Nobody's perfect. Come on. We make some mistakes. A lot more than most. But if you guys want to get involved, you can call us, you can text us, you can email Jimmy. You can check us out on Real TV. Go to our website, sponsored by Monroe's of Palm Beach. You'll see Jimmy, Francis, and me working hard, busting our ass. And so far, it's okay in the studio. The last couple of days, it's been like, wow. Not as hot as outside, but it's been hot. You think it's worse when it's so hot outside, it's so hot in here, or when it's like not bad outside and you come in here and it's like you're sweating your butt off? Because the last couple of days, I've been really.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no relief.
Yeah.
It's not as brutal as it is, as you mentioned, like going outside, of course. But yeah, when you come into a hot studio, it's like, well, this sucks.
Jimmy's studio where he works, the other one is like ice cold. It's like Chicago in December.
It's night and day.
Yeah, it is.
I sweat in here, then I go in there, and it's freezing.
Yeah, and it's right across. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this place and the AC or lack thereof, but it's been an issue.
For a long time.
Yeah, that's all right. I guess at this point, just deal with it. Yeah, used to it.
It's like traffic on 95. You're just like, all right, I got to deal with it. It almost affects me what I wear because I'm like,
well, no, there are times where I'm like, I don't want to wear pants, but I have to because I'm at work.
Welcome to the club.
I know.
No, but I've gotten, I don't want to say picked on, but I've had people go, why do you wear long shirts all the time? Long sleeve shirts.
It's freezing.
This is why, because I'm used to working where it's usually cold.
Yeah, but I don't know how you're doing it in that studio because you wear long shirts all the time.
But if I don't, I go in there and I'm dying.
Yeah.
I mean, but the problem is typically is I'm always touching a mouse or the keyboard or the desk, and that gets even colder yet. And those type. And then you come in here and you sweat. So every now and then I'll just come in here, I'll warm up a little bit, I'll do some work in here, then I'll go back over there. And then again, these are first world problems. As they say, right?
I know.
We're talking to people that are out there. I know our one buddy Brett up in Vero. He's laying tile in pools all day long.
My husband's out digging ditches right now. Not ditches, but he's doing something outside.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
And we're bitching about the AC.
If it affects me, I care. What do I tell you?
There you go.
Your studio was called today. That was the first time I actually doing commercials with you.
Good to know. I'll go in there during the breaks.
I mean, I said it. I was like, wow, it is really cold. But man, these are really big problems. I mean,
they are. Yeah.
I mean, we work on them here.
Well, you know how maybe you want to relieve those problems is by having a cocktail. And we talk about people drinking as much, not drinking as much. And there's always these different conflicting reports that are going on. It's like you never know what to believe. But it looks like we're still keeping strong when it comes to boozing. And I know, G-Man, you saw this too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a Gallup poll that shows that alcohol use is still pretty steady. We are not really wavering when it comes to drinking. In fact, they say that it's holding steady at 62%. And this is a latest consumption habits poll. They found most Americans reported that they had occasion to use alcoholic beverage such as liquor, wine, or beer, which does match up with the findings. They did this for over more than eight decades since the company began tracking this measure of boozing. Yeah, it's a long time, right?
Yeah, and I think it also said people who make six figures drink a little bit more.
Probably, yeah.
That's what it said in the survey.
Yeah. I did. I saw that too. 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what's neat too? There's a graph that goes with this one article. Actually, we're on a trending down though.
Oh, really?
2022, we were at 67% of people.
Oh, wow.
And we're down to 62 in just 1 year.
Pick up the slack, folks.
According to that graph right there, this goes all the way back to 1939. So where it started at 58% of Americans did at that time, but we had the big spike from 2021 to 2022.
Yeah.
From COVID, I would imagine was a big player in that, and working from home.
Does those cooler things, they count as alcohol?
What?
Everybody likes those.
Seltzer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that has alcohol in it, G-Man, is considered alcohol.
I didn't know.
How about that?
I know, isn't that weird how that works? It's got alcohol in it. Is it alcohol?
Just saying.
Nope, that's got booze in it. You
right,
definitely, you could get drunk off that.
I'm looking for it now.
Well, you see, do seltzers. Says White Claw count as alcohol. Will you check that out for us? But yeah, so they're still continuing on doing it. And what do you think the correlation is between people who have a higher salary and boozing more?
They have more money, obviously, just like anything else. Most things,
But to buy booze, or you think maybe they have more opportunity to relax and take time off and this and that, where they actually can?
Yeah, to go out to dinner. I think they have the more cash. I mean, in anything. I think when you make more, you spend more on anything. It could be clothes, it could be your car, it could be your home, could be alcohol. You're out to dinner, maybe the average person goes to dinner maybe once a month. People with money might go out to dinner 3 times a month.
So the more prevalent is middle-aged folks, right? College-educated adults and those with higher incomes, as we mentioned. And those who attend church less than once a week are the ones who drink the most compared to their counterpart groups.
Actually, the line that goes with what Greek was saying is adults with annual household incomes of at least $100,000 are more than twice as likely as those with incomes under $40,000 to say they occasionally drink too much.
Okay.
That's the line.
To drink too much. Yeah. Got it. So they over-consume.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that with everybody. I mean, just like I said, I think they're out more, doing more, and they have the ability to drink a little bit more. Yeah. I mean, if you could barely pay your bills, you don't have that extra cash. It's tough. I mean,
but that's one of those industries. I mean, it's just never going to go away.
No.
Through good times and through bad, people enjoy boozing. They really do.
Yeah, we had a stat one time with the Depression, with gambling, how it was up. You know what I mean? And people said when things were so bad, people are still going to find money to drink. They're still going to find money to party, hang out, and they're going to still find money to get some action. ACT, ION, those 3 things they're going to spend money on all the time. Because if you don't have those 3, most people feel like, well, what am I doing? I can't drink, I can't bet, and I can't get it, get a piece of ass.
And the other industry that's recession-proof is the restaurant industry. I swear, that's every time. It's recession-proof. Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, because all through that, because I mean, even though that right now there's a lot of people that say that the economy is terrible, and I'm not going to get into that side of it, but the people that feel that it was, or even during the pandemic, what's the one thing that we did? We wanted to eat out constantly, and they found ways to make that happen. Not to mention that when we had the big crash in 2006, 7, 8, that ballpark, right? The one thing that stayed going, restaurants.
Yeah,
I mean, it's amazing.
But then how come so many every year go out of business? Like, there's so many. It's the highest rate.
Many go out, but so many start, too.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
I mean,
it's just concentrated. There's so many restaurants.
I don't have a stat. My point is that we as Americans love to go out to eat.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's the point. Yeah. It's not. I'm not saying that there aren't restaurants that fail. But whether it's location or whether it's the cuisine or the management. Yeah. There's a place that's in front of my parents' house on US 1 in Port St. Lucie. That thing was an RJ Gators when I first moved here. and it was, sports bar type
Yeah,
thing, right?
I remember
If you're not
RJ
familiar
Gators.
with
Yeah.
RJ Gators.
I don't think
is,
they're
right?
around anymore, huh?
No, they went out of business, ironically,
Yeah.
talking about the story.
Yeah.
But the point is that, they were doing, pretty good there. They went out of business because of corporate
I was going to
side
say, because they
made
used to be very
that-
popular.
Yeah,
You could
it
find them
was.
everywhere.
It
Yeah.
was, sure, yeah. There's a whole bunch of them, and then of course they had a problem downturn. Since then, that place has been I don't know how many restaurants, and when I say this, I'm literal 8 to 10 different
Wow.
restaurants, and they just for some reason, and it had a great, tons of parking. Good location, easy to get in and out of. Right, it's right next to a Best Western, so it's got plenty of foot traffic even right there alone. Can't stay open. Now they've got something in right now. I think it's a Mexican joint, and
Okay.
you can't get a seat in that place.
Oh, and now it's
so
slammed,
packed.
huh?
Yep. So it's like the location. Obviously, that wasn't a problem. So it must be a better run, better food, better everything. Right?
Everybody loves
better
Mexican
service.
food.
and,
Yeah.
and it's constant. So that kind of matters too with the industry. It just seems like what Americans love to go out to eat.
Yeah,
and that's
I'm
all
with
I
you.
meant by it.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's absolutely a treat. And speaking of eating, they did come out with, we're talking about drinking and stuff, that the best hangover foods per state. So when I went on this list, and this is on VinePair, and they're talking about regional hangover foods. All right, so it didn't break down Florida in particular, but the states surrounding it. So when it comes to the Northeast, like in Massachusetts, hangover food, they love themselves some Dunkin'. Get yourself a breakfast sandwich or whatever, a wrap. New Jersey, pork roll.
Taylor ham.
There you
Excuse
go.
me.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Greek, for correcting.
It says
it's not Franny. It's what
it says pork roll here.
Yeah, I had a discussion about this. Somebody was like, "I don't know what Taylor ham is." I said, "Taylor, how do you know what Taylor ham is?"
Well, I didn't know what it was until you talked about it so much. I have no clue. I've never even had one or heard of it.
It's a never-ending debate.
Don't know what it is.
One of those rivalry things,
Yeah.
even in New Jersey alone. Is it Taylor ham or is it pork
It's
roll?
like the Dolphins and Jets. I mean, people get that jacked up. What do you mean?
Yeah, never heard of it. New York City. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, right? They love that. Upstate New York enjoys something called a garbage plate, which I haven't heard of.
Oh, I've heard of that.
They said it's
I don't
usually some
remember
kind
what's
of
on it.
ground meat served on things like fries, baked beans. It's just a bunch of everything.
Okay.
Yep. So
Well,
that
good. You
is.
told me. I thought it was just go to somebody's garbage, open up, and whatever they
That
got.
sounds disgusting. We're talking about the most famous hangover foods across the U.S., and we're going south, southeast. Georgia, much like the South, a little Waffle House action. I get it. I used to be a Waffle House girl myself.
Does that open 24 hours?
Yes.
All of them, or is that
You know,
depending, right?
I always thought they were all of them were
Okay.
24 hours.
I don't know.
But
I was just curious.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought so. Because remember, they're like, if they close down, that means like that serious hurricane's coming. That's how you know.
Right. That's right.
You're right. You're right.
That's how you know.
That's right. They
The
said-
Waffle House Index is what they call that.
If that
the last
closes,
thing to close.
Yep.
you
That
don't
means
see that yellow light on.
that means a storm's a coming.
Bail.
Bojangles biscuits, North Carolina. If you've never had Bojangles, it's good stuff.
Oh, I can't wait.
I've never had Callie's, but Callie's biscuits, South Carolina. Noodle soup called Yucca Maine in Louisiana is their favorite hangover food. Pepperoni rolls. That sounds delicious. West Virginia, a hot brown sandwich. Kentucky, that's our favorite. And then we go Midwest, of course. Cheese curds, Wisconsin, favorite hangover food. I love a good cheese curd. Cincinnati chili. We also have a Runza sandwich, which this is new to me, and that's in Nebraska. So they say, does this sound good to you? It's like a Hot Pocket. It's filled with ground beef, onions, and sauerkraut.
Ugh.
Is the crowd what turns you off?
Yeah, I'm not a
I don't mind crowd on a hot dog, but I don't know like a Hot Pocket with ground beef.
What is your favorite?
Hangover food? I like breakfast. I like bacon and eggs.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
Jimmy, you?
I don't really have one. If it would be anything, it'd be probably eggs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bacon
Right,
eggs is
it's
always
always
solid.
a go-to with drinking is eggs for me.
Yep. I dig it too. And then just a few more here. I enjoy those. Texas, they do breakfast tacos. That's their favorite food over there. Hot dogs in Arizona.
Wow, in the morning.
But it's a Sonoran hot dog. It's pinto beans, tomatoes, salsa, and other toppings on top of a hot dog.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
That'll wake you up.
I agree.
Strange. Just a strange food combination.
It's Arizona. They got cactus.
They got Well, that'd probably be the problem.
Yep.
What about steak fingers? How does that sound good? Or excuse me, finger steaks is what they call it. It's Idaho-style finger steak, and they said that this is very famous hangover food in 6 different states over in the Rocky Mountain region. It's strips of steak that are battered and deep fried. So I guess kind of like chicken fried steak or fried, what is it? Chicken fried steak? Is that what it's called?
Chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
But just in a bite size.
Yeah. All right. Like steak fingers. I don't hate on that.
No.
And then you go to California, your breakfast burritos are very popular. And then something called Loco Moco in Hawaii, which is rice and gravy with a burger patty and egg on top. I can see that being a really good hangover food.
Sure.
Right? You probably feel like you ate cement after you're done, but yep. So if you have something that is your go-to and like it, every time I got to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, before I was actually really trying to pay attention to my celiac, give me a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit all day, every day. But there's certain ones, your go-tos.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has them. And just
Even cold pizza.
I'm
down with.
There's one I'm surprised we didn't.
Yeah.
Well, I think also cold pizza is very convenient. You could just get that in your house. You know what I mean? Get a pizza for the night before. You had something there. You open your refrigerator. You're half banged up. You're like, right, let me just have this.
Yeah, but it tastes good too.
Yes, it does.
I mean, if it didn't taste very well, then all right, you might pass a lot. But that's very.
Isn't it funny? Anything else that is left on your counter overnight, you're like, nah, I can't eat it. There's probably some kind of bacteria growing on it. It's really bad. But if I have pizza from the night left over and it's on my counter, I'll just open it up. And be like, oh, okay, let's try this out.
Ooh, look, yum.
I don't think I've ever had
Let's
pizza.
take our chances here.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that in my life. Like had pizza in the morning and just like here has been left on the counter.
Yeah, but you don't deal with hangovers either. So.
Yeah, bad football losses. That could be a hangover.
Oh, it's the same thing.
I think that's worse. I don't know. Everybody has a different thought. Bad loss in a game, that'll linger into lunch.
Oh, my God. I got to get the audio for this. Somebody sent me a video of a guy that broke down one of the worst beats. Maybe I can remember this enough to tell you. He had a $10 bet.
Okay.
And it would have won over $900,000. It was a 10-play parlay.
900,000.
900,000. It was, I don't remember, plus whatever it was, right? So you might even know that just by saying those numbers. And I kid you, these are serious numbers. You know what he lost on?
What?
The 9th inning of the Yankees game where they gave up, 5 or 6 runs.
What, the Marlins?
That was his loss.
Oh.
That's what got him on his 10-game parlay. Our buddy Kyle sent me the video of a guy going over the whole thing, and he had all the bets in the background.
I want to see that.
Oh, yeah, I'll take you.
I want to see that.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine going into the bottom? And I guess that's the last play, too. That was on his 10-play parlay.
Yeah. He must have had games earlier.
Could you imagine if he was watching that?
Oh, God, you get sick. Sick.
That's a bad beat.
That's terrible. That is terrible. Baseball, you're up by 4 runs going to ninth. You're like, good night. The percentages of a 1-run to loser lead is like, I don't know, 60 or 70% that you're going to win.
Right.
So if you're up by 4, it's like 90. And they have it now, too, when they show games, which makes gamblers feel worse. The percentages of the team winning, they have it on the crawl on ESPN on the bottom.
Yeah.
They'll show you, like during the game. Like, whatever, who's playing. Dolphins are playing the Jets. And it could be the fourth quarter. Dolphins have an 87% chance of winning. The Jets have 13.
Right.
And then as the game gets closer, if it does, you see it going back and forth.
Right.
Fluctuating. And if you're a gambler, that sucks. Especially if, like, you see one like 92%. You're like, let me light a cigar, and then you lose. But I know over the years, Saturday night, the Ravens were playing the Eagles, and they were winning 20-13. Yeah, 20-13. Fourth quarter, 6 minutes left. You can't make this up. And my buddy had a big bet on the Ravens, lane 5. They've won 23 in a row. And he goes, I got this, G. I shouldn't have said it, but I did. I said, dude, you don't know what could happen. He goes, the Eagles can't score. He was right. They picked off a pass and scored.
Yeah.
In 2019, he lost.
Yep.
So those are like ones like bad beats. Oh, man, I want to see this one. Because 9-10-teamer, they got to kill you.
A $10 bet would have made you $900,000+.
Wow, that is unbelievable. It must have been a lot of underdogs.
Yeah, well, there's I get, I would
because they had
imagine
paid that
so.
high.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have been sick. I would have been sick.
That's unbelievable. 9 out of 10 bets you win, and you're winning the last one going into the 9th inning.
The last time I went to Gulfstream, and this made me sick, I saw somebody I knew. And I didn't want to say I had it.
And that made you sick?
Yeah. I didn't want to say hi to him. And I was trying to get to the window for the third race. And there was long shots. And everybody knows my routine.
Right.
I'm going to have 4 long shots. And I wanted to get to the window. And he said, great. I want you to meet my girlfriend. I got to go. I got to go. Pull me by the shirt. Come on. I don't want to take a picture. I got to go. I missed the window. And the horse won. And it paid $100 for $2.
Right.
It cost me $5,000. Yeah. I was sick. When I walked out, he saw me. He goes, "Hey, Greek!" I just looked at him. Went,
You owe me 5 G's,
Right.
pal.
I was so I can't even imagine.
And your
that.
girlfriend's beat too, by the way.
No, I would never say that.
I think it, but not say it.
I wouldn't say it. I would never say that about anybody's boyfriend or girlfriend. Who am I to critique anybody or to say something? I keep that stuff to myself. And also, I look at leagues. You know what I mean? Like, somebody's like perfect.
Oh,
for
so
a jerk.
he's beat too. Is that what you're trying to say?
Okay.
Look at leagues.
Yeah. He wouldn't say anything until he got to Frank's Lounge and all his buddies in there. Oh, my God, you should have seen so-and-so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't say that. I don't say it. I don't. I'm just being honest. I'm not going to say anything. If you like the person I like you, who am I? I mean, if you're going to ask me, I'm like, they're nice.
Well, you got this down pretty good there.
He does. I know. What's going on? Who are you? Where's Greek at?
Yeah, he's working on it.
I'll critique some other stuff, but I'm not going to say what somebody dates.
I think I've heard you say.
To you, it's
I'm
different.
not going to say what somebody dates.
You're different because we're like family.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy's face. That's why you got to watch
Go to
Real TV.
realradio921.com. Look under Real TV. Brought to you by Monroe's.
But I was a little, angry for, I would say it took me a while. Maybe a day. I was pissed. I was just like, I can't believe, like, I look at, like upstairs, like, how did I have to bump on it? In Gulfstream, you got to go up all these steps, when you park. And I was trying to shoot by because he was going to, I said, I don't want to see him because he's just going to talk my ear off and blah, 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 blah. And I missed it. He goes, "Who's you having a third?" I'm like, "Nobody, thanks to you." And I was watching, and the horse is 52-1. I'm like, "Don't let the 6 win. Don't let the 6 win." And I'm watching it on one of the big screens that are about as tall as the sky.
Oh, that was you kidding me? That was a given. That was a given. Could have been
around.
There could have been a lightning storm, and it was the only horse that would get spooked by lightning, and it would still win.
Oh, I was so upset.
Yeah, that's like the fourth engine going out on the airplane is still gonna keep going.
You got no.
You know why? Because I owe American Express $2,000.
That's right. I'm in good shape. You're not going down. It happened too. I couldn't believe it. It's like when they tell you, field goal has not been missed in 97 tries. Joe, I'd be amazed.
Ready?
Doink. Yeah.
and it's got to be a doink. It's not a miss.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not a miss. It's a doink.
Yeah, all the time. And you see the ball come back on the field. I had a buddy one time say to me, "Did he miss?" I go, "Dude, the ball's back on the field. He missed. Obviously. If he made it, it would have went through." He's like, oh, you have money on this? No.
Who does that?
No, who would do something like that? Who bets preseason?
Speaking of which, let's go look at the Hard Rock.
It's not. I heard you talking to Brian Mudd. Not yet, though, right?
No.
I heard Brian Mudd with WJNO
yeah?
in the morning. Yeah, I heard Greek ask him, "Is it up yet? What's going on?" What did he say? What's the update?
Well, it's not.
Well, he would only know from the news, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no change, and they're still talking about it for August 26th. Hopefully, I care because obviously for business. I don't care to bet because I don't need Hard Rock to bet, obviously.
Right.
Do it illegally.
Yeah. And it's much more fun.
I mean, it's actually, it is more fun the other way. But yeah, I hope we get it for the state, for the jobs, for the economy.
Well, they filed for a rehearing, right? The Florida Gaming Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So that was like the latest of the news. We'll see what happens.
I mean, I'm hoping, and
and to file means to keep it from happening. Is that what that is? Yeah,
I believe so.
Okay, so that's not looking good then.
Yeah, Hard Rock might put it on because they can put it on until it stops. It might not get to court for another 6-8 months.
Yep, but it's going to be on hold for a little while longer. We got to see what happens. It's rehearing as its federal appeals case is what they did. So, they're trying to stop the Seminole tribe. Yep.
Sucks.
I know.
Damn it.
Just let it happen.
Yeah, I mean, Jersey's got it. We can't get it.
And you know the thing about it, it's going to happen eventually.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's like, what are you doing? All you're doing is postponing it. And you're hurting people. In my opinion, you are.
Well, it's millions and millions of dollars from other sports companies who want to be involved. That's what it comes
Yeah,
in.
and creating jobs and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like DraftKings can't be involved in this way. Like FanDuel. So that other side is arguing because in the other states they're allowed. So that's what they want. They don't want the Seminoles to have that monopoly, and it goes back and forth. But hopefully it works out.
All right. Well, I mean, I can see that, but can't you work that out, afterwards at some point, or is the idea that once it's set, it's set?
I think the deal would be that the Seminoles get it for 30 years.
Yeah, that's what we saw.
Yeah. So then they're like, we ain't waiting 30 years. because they want their piece. So it's going to go back and forth. I think it will get resolved eventually, but I think it's, huge money, big people behind the scenes.
Yeah, I get it.
And, I mean, it would be great to get it. I mean, and, a lot of states have it. We just don't. But hopefully it works out. It is the Penthouse, and it is a hot Tuesday. We're going to be back with This Day in History, a trifecta, and so much more. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
A man was detained by sheriff's officials and cited after he jumped into an elephant exhibit at the Milwaukee County Zoo, they said.
Do you think the elephants looked at each other and they're like, so are we going to talk about the person in the room?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Get ready to win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
You'll be there. T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Introducing Audible's new original series, Breakthrough. The first of its kind audio-only singing competition featuring celebrity judges Kelly Rowland and Sarah Bareilles. With host Daveed Diggs. Hear who has what it takes. Listen on Audible or wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Crash in West Palm Beach. This is 95 northbound just south of Southern Boulevard. It is on the left shoulder, but could be causing you a bit of a slowdown. Elsewhere, we're not looking bad. Turnpike is accident-free. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of tiny little germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping flush out everything that makes you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Dan, a verified Navage user who writes, I've had trouble with my sinuses for decades. I always thought something like this was a gimmick, but one use and I'm hooked. I should have bought this a long time ago. The results are immediate and incredible, unquote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
It's a beautiful day at the grocery store. The shopper is rounding the end cap. Uh-oh, looks like there's some spilled tomato sauce. Here comes the slide. Oh, that's going to leave a mark, Bob. Talk about a curveball.
Clean up on aisle 5.
At Morgan & Morgan, we know injuries can come out of left field. As America's largest injury law firm, we've recovered over $15 billion for our clients. If you've been injured in an accident, call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm looking for some classic cars to buy. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com if you've got a specialty car or something nice. Mopar, anything, Corvettes, GTOs, Chevelles, square body trucks, K5 Blazers, K10s, K15s, all that good GM stuff from the 70s and 80s, I'm really looking for. And of course, 15-year-old and newer stuff. We buy and sell 1,000 of those a week. From you guys, right here. Been doing it for 38 years. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Right now, getting a home insured in Florida feels like... Thankfully, there's Open House, a tech-enabled home insurance provider that is saving Floridians hundreds, just in time for hurricane season. Get an online quote in seconds and join your neighbors who dropped for Open House. Start saving today at openhouseinsurance.com. See openhouseinsurance.com for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Sky Rizzy, Risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Sky Rizzy, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
For you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Fall into autumn hiring with Indeed. Their all-in-one solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with CBS 12 News. A mostly sunny, hot, and humid day ahead with afternoon highs in the low to mid-90s, though feeling like the triple digits through the afternoon. A few isolated showers and thunderstorms are possible along the sea breeze as it works its way inland later in the day. Then partly cloudy, warm and muggy again tonight.
This report is sponsored by The Mark Moss Show.
They stole your life, but you didn't even notice. We blame each other instead of realizing we've been losing our freedoms the whole time. I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to The Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tony Evans, and I'm excited to have you join me on this new podcast, Heroes in the Bible.
Come to me, boy. You and your God will crumble beneath my feet.
He beckoned the giant and said,
I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts and creator of the stars.
Listen to Heroes in the Bible with Dr. Tony Evans on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the iHeartRadio Sports Report.
We had 2 major signings in the NFL late yesterday. Running back Dalvin Cook is signing a 1-year deal with the New York Jets worth up to $8.6 million. Pro Bowl running back is one of the most prolific runners in the league. Since 2019, he's averaged 111 scrimmage yards per game, second only to the Tennessee Titans' Derrick Henry. The other big news was former Cowboys star running back Ezekiel Elliott is signing with the Patriots in a 1-year deal that could be worth up to $6 million. The 28-year-old Elliott, who spent the first 7 years of his career with Dallas, will complement #1 running back option Ramondre Stevenson. And in the Women's World Cup, Spain has advanced to the finals, beating Sweden 2-1. They will await the winner of tomorrow's match between England and Australia. The championship game will be Saturday morning at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Andy West with your iHeartRadio Sports Report.
Need more? Open the free iHeartRadio app for the best stations in the country.
Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Thanks for always tuning into Real Radio 92.1. Appreciate you guys every day. 11:45, you pick a ticket. You get a chance to win tickets to a concert today, and we'll make that happen at 11:45. You guys are the best. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good morning.
And good morning to Francis.
Hello, good morning.
And it's time for this day in history and a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creaky Trifecta.
Marlins won again last night, 5-1. Beat Houston. Big win for the Marlins. They have won 3 in a row. They will continue to play Houston the next few days. And if the playoffs started today, the Marlins would be in the playoffs. So hats off to the Marlins. A bad start in the second half, but bouncing back a little The Jets got their man, Mr. Cook, signed with the Jets. It was going to be the Jets. It was going to be the Dolphins. It was going to be the Dolphins. It was going to be the Jets, maybe New England. But Cook signed yesterday with the Jets, $6 million with a chance to win like $8 million. And also Zeke Elliott is going to be with the Patriots, and he's going to be wearing number 15.
Wow.
He also got a huge haircut.
Yeah?
Wow. Yeah. He cut all his hair off. He's real short. But Zeke is with New England, and he took a minimum of, I think, like, not a lot of money, but with incentives, he can make up to $6 million. So he's going to be with the Patriots. Cook is with the Jets. And that's something that Aaron Rodgers wanted. That was one of the reasons why he took a pay cut. Cook is just a one-year deal. I'm sure the rookie for the Jets, who had a good year last year, was not happy because he tweeted out when he was a free agent, "Don't come here." Well, guess where he came? He came there. And college football was announced yesterday their first rankings. Guess who's number one? Really?
Rutgers?
Oh, no. Rutgers was close. Good.
Guess who's number one?
Yeah, it's like
Who's
saying
number one?
Kardashian's not going to date an NBA player in the next 6
With
months.
60 first place votes, by the way.
Of course.
Yeah.
Crushed it. Georgia's number one. Michigan's 2. Ohio State is 3. And the Tide are 4. Those are your top 4 teams.
We do have a Florida team in the top 10. Florida State's at number 8.
Yeah, they're a good dark
on there.
horse.
Yeah, so they're number 8 in there.
Yeah, if they run the table and they win the ACC, they're a chance to get into the playoff.
You know, the only bad thing, though, is there's high expectations there. And I think people are, there's no sneaking. For Florida State. I mean, people know it. Everybody's talking about it. So they're not sneaking up on anybody.
They got a very good quarterback. The ACC's not that strong. They could possibly, we'll say, maybe run it. They got, obviously, they got to worry about Clemson and a couple other teams. But they got a very good team. Yeah. Kid's good. Quarterback's good.
And we're hoping for a three-peat with Georgia. They said the only other time that's happened was Minnesota back in the day, and it was 1934, 35, and 36. So that's how long it's been since a team has had a three-peat.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
How about that? With all those years of Alabama dominating.
I know.
LSU
I was surprised.
Dominating.
Yep.
There's never been a 3-timer.
I was surprised.
Excellent.
And kind of side note, all the crap that people had, and even though he won a couple championships, Stetson Bennett looked fantastic preseason. I don't know if you watched him with the Rams.
Yeah, he did.
He looked really good.
Yeah, he had a couple great drives against the Chargers.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, I know he's, like 26 or something.
41.
But he looked really good.
He's 41 years
I'm
old.
happy for him.
So am I. He did get a lot.
So many haters, yeah.
Oh,
He's right behind Brady now.
Actually, he's older than Brady.
Is he?
Played one game, and they said, oh, my God, his first 42-year-old started a game.
Now, granted, I'm sure he's playing, third-string guys and all that.
Yes, of course.
But still and all, he
preseason.
looked fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, his poise and his running ability, too. I mean, again, not something that I really know much about, but I didn't follow him like I'm sure you did, Franny.
Yeah, so Georgia's number one again. No surprise, and their schedule's cake.
It is pretty easy.
It's really easy.
Next season, though, next season we got a tough schedule, but this season,
next we're gonna worry about next season.
Bit of a cakewalk.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and people are trying to be like out there, like South Carolina's gonna be tough. Tennessee might be because they're ranked too. But
that's the one that I heard. Yeah,
and Tennessee's last game of the year though. So for them.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's way down the road. I mean, if you're going to beat Georgia, I think you beat them in early on if you were a good team because the quarterback's new. But as time goes on, he's going to get, obviously in the system, know what's going on, and we'll see. But it'll be the first three-peat since Franny said the 30s. USC had a chance to do it. The Canes had a chance. A couple different things happened with the Canes. But yeah, nobody's ever won 3 in a row. So I'd be shocked if they don't. I mean, maybe they stumble in the playoff. I don't know, but going in. Their over is 11.5, and they play 12 games. What does that tell you? I mean, people are going to go to 12-0. I mean, it's crazy. But we'll see. It's exciting. It was the first one.
Who determines the schedule that they end up getting? A easy schedule after being champ for 2 years.
They play in their conference,
right? Of course, you got that.
Right? They have their conference, and then they have a lot of games that they've scheduled years before. Like the schedules are like their next 3 years are done. They have deals where they pay schools or they different things. And it's just the way it's breaking. Some years, they play a different part of SEC than they usually do. And this year they got a little bit lighter. That's all.
Gotcha.
It works out. They got the Gators, but the Gators are not going to be good.
Every year, basically.
Yeah, they're not going to be good this year. I'm not knocking Gators. They're just not supposed to be good.
They play Florida every year, right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah,
okay.
but for years, that was a tough game.
Right.
It's a rivalry. It's a big one,
Yeah, the Gators. But this year...
And it's still sometimes, even if they're not good, it's just because it's that rivalry game. It still can be an upset. You never know when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, but the last couple of years, it's been a beatdown. So we'll see what happens. College football is back. One of the biggest things that I thought was crazy was this summer, all you heard about was Deion in Colorado. You didn't even hear about Georgia.
Yeah.
The only thing you heard about Georgia was a couple negative situations that happened, which was unfortunate.
Yeah, a couple people with lead feet over there.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
A lot of driving.
Yeah, problem. Then that one
fractures.
person lost their life. I mean, it was bad.
It's a couple people.
Yeah, so that's the only thing. And you heard everything you heard about was Deion, and experts are saying Deion's not going to have a good season. So we'll see what happens. But I'm sure people are going to watch it and consume it. And that is your trifecta, and we're going to get over Jimmy for this day in history.
On this day in history.
Well, let's go back 146 years ago. In 1877, one Thomas Edison wrote a letter to the president of the telegraph company and said that when answering the telephone, hello should be used instead of aloha, which is what Alexander Graham Bell wanted to use.
I think we should bring back aloha. Let's answer the phone like that.
Don't you
Bring
think
it back.
Yeah, it's very nice and sexy. So if you say aloha, and they'd be like, where the hell are you? Hawaii? That's crazy.
111 years ago today, in 1912, Yankee Guy Zinn sets a record by stealing home twice in one game.
Wow, that is amazing.
That's pretty wild, huh? What a weird stat. 109 years ago today, 1914, after some 10 years of work, the Panama Canal had opened to shipping.
That's something I want to go see. I never got a chance.
Ah, my mom's in Panama right now. It looks beautiful over
Is
there.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
84 years ago today, 1939, The Wizard of Oz premiered at Grumman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. 62 years ago today, 1961, 2 days after sealing off free passage between East and West Berlin, with barbed wire, East German authorities began building the Berlin Wall to permanently close off access between the East and West, thus symbolizing the tangible symbol of the Cold War. 58 years ago today, 1965, you might have heard this band, the Beatles. Yeah, they played a packed Shea Stadium, which was filled with 56,000 people and was at the time the largest single crowd to attend a rock and roll show.
And that was probably the first time since Shea was built in the 60s that they had a full house.
Yeah,
the
pretty
Mets were
much.
terrible then.
The Beatles was a matter of fact, their standard set too was 35 minutes. That's as long as the show was. You know,
Wow.
back then. But that was a lot of songs because their songs were like 2 minutes
2
long,
minutes,
right?
yeah.
54 years ago today, in 1969, another talk about the music. Woodstock started actually for that weekend. It was a 3-day groovy, three groovy days in Bethel, New York, as they say. Over 400,000 people attended.
I put that place on the map.
Sure did. 44 years ago today, in 1979, you heard these words.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Apocalypse Now was released, starring one Martin Sheen, Marlon Brando, and of course, who you heard right there, Robert Duvall.
Now, in that movie, if you remember, he didn't really have any lines. That was like
Not much, but that was the big one, right?
I think I read he had like 5 lines.
And you ask anybody what line they know of in that movie, and it's that one right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies, here was a classic 26 years ago today, 1997, 1 year after Kazam, Shaquille O'Neal returned to the big screen with the release of Steel. And the two people who saw it couldn't understand a word.
Steel.
No? No, nothing. No. 24 years ago today, 1999, 23-year-old Tiger Woods won the PGA Championship, becoming the youngest player to win 2 majors since 1980. And finally, 2 years ago today, on a sad note, in 2021, the Taliban regained control of Kabul, Afghanistan, as U.S. troops withdrew from the country. And that's what happened on this day, August 15th. Our history.
Awesome.
I wanted to home twice.
I wanted to add something kind of to the trifecta because we're talking a little football, talking college football, and you mentioned the Tennessee Vols. Did you hear that Peyton Manning is returning to Tennessee as a professor?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the deal with that?
Yeah.
He's going to be
teaching, or is it some honorary thing?
So, yeah, he's returning there, and they said the College of Communication Information has appointed Manning as a professor of practice in the fall 2023 term. So he's going to join select classes during the academic year as a featured expert and work alongside the college's faculty to provide learning experiences, they said, for CCI students at Tennessee. So, yeah, I don't know if like you're necessarily going to be going and taking a class, going to be him there, but it looks like he's going to be helping along with other professors there at select classes.
He'll probably talk to the kids, tell them different things where he's like, considered an expert, which will be cool. You're sitting here at a big college class, 200 kids, and Peyton Manning walks in. Who would you want to be a teacher if you had a chance to be a teacher?
I think Peyton Manning would be awesome as a professor.
It'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's one of those ones where who can you have lunch with or dinner with? We often talk about, and he's one that always comes to mind.
I'm with you.
'Cause he just looks like he'd be so much fun to hang out with.
How about David Chappelle?
Chappelle would be fun too.
I love Chappelle. He just announced he's going to be doing a night at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in December.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. I want to say December 26th, maybe is what they announced.
I hope he sells out.
I want to try to go because I couldn't go last time.
That's right.
I got COVID the last time he was
the
here.
26th?
I believe it's December 26th, yeah.
Wow, talk about a great weekend. You can go see the Dolphins Christmas Eve, the Heat on Christmas.
I'll have Christmas.
And then the
I'm gonna take time off. I'll spend family time with Christmas. I'll spend with my family.
Yeah, but it's
and
3
then
days.
Chappelle on the 26th.
Wow, that is pretty cool. Yeah, Peyton Manning teaching a class would be cool. Yeah. I mean, there's so many people that if you could sit down with.
But you know, with something like that, with somebody with his kind of status, would be even better. Like if you don't know about it, you just walk in one day and there he is. You know, and he's over there with another professor, and they're going to teach whatever strategy, statistics, or something along those lines that he could add in.
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think that's why you see celebrities show up at weddings or different things, and people's face, like they just, oh my God.
Yeah.
Wasn't Maroon 5 one time played a wedding for a surprise?
It was a video.
Oh, was it a video?
But it was real.
Yeah.
Like they did it for one of their videos, but it was a surprise for that actual wedding in real life.
Yeah, and the people were like,
Yes.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Like they were behind a curtain, they heard the music, and they thought it was, some DJ playing, and the curtain came down, it was them. Like stuff like that.
That's pretty
you
wild,
just
yeah.
go, crazy. Like you just bump into somebody like, oh my God. Because you get if it's somebody you're a fan of, you always think like, do I geek out? Do I say something? Do I not say something? Do you give it the typical Greek answer like, I can't take a picture right now. See you later. But, I mean, this is crazy. But Peyton Manning, to sit down with him and he's talking, and if he says, do you have any questions, like professors do? And 99% of the time, everybody puts their hand down. They want to get out. People are
sitting on their hands.
They have so many questions for him. But yeah, he was. So it's more about he's volunteering as a volunteer. He's not getting paid to do this.
I'm sure.
No, not at all. And he just wants to be a part of it. They said it's Manning will come at a bargain in this new professional role. Since true volunteer spirit, he is going to be doing it for free. But he got a degree in speech communication, and so that's what the kind of courses that he's going to be a part of.
Okay.
Communication and information.
He's very talented. I mean, he really is. I think him and his brother, those commercials they do, and their show on Monday night is good.
It's a weird bit of coincidence, talking about this, and I think just. Not yesterday, the day before that, and I haven't seen it in a while, that Saturday Night Live skit that he did where he was playing football with the kids.
So good.
And he beams them in there.
If you've never seen that, go and relive it on YouTube.
That is hilarious.
It is so good.
It's hilarious. It is.
Come on, man. What are you doing?
It is probably one of the best skits
It's just,
on SNL.
Because when
history.
it first came out, I think you were so surprised because Peyton Manning's just the perfect person.
Yeah.
You never think of him yelling.
Yeah.
Like if they had somebody else, just example, say they had Saban, or somebody like that, or somebody with a personality that's like A-Rod, you wouldn't think it was so funny. But him, in that scenario,
he's just so endearing and charming, and you think he's just such a and he is likable, and that's why that character was so fun. Speaking of SNL, did you guys talk about this at all? Have you ever that they're talking about Tina Fey taking over?
Yeah,
from Michael.
There's some talk about that, although everybody's denying it.
Yeah, because there was a few names that they were throwing out there, and they even said that they approached some people, and they were like, nope, we're good. Like Seth Meyers was on the list, even Amy Poehler, which you would think Tina Fey would be on the top of that list.
Sure.
Well, I also think the article I read, they're looking for somebody that whoever they pick obviously has a history with them, but somebody who's going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to get somebody and in 2 years they're gone.
Right.
Because then they got to go through the whole process. You're not going to get anybody like Michael's obviously there, whatever he's there 50 years, but they don't want somebody, 4 or 5 years, they got to go through this again. And, I think she'd be great. I mean, if she wants it, who knows what her schedule's like? I mean, because that's very demanding, obviously.
Has she been doing much lately? I mean, I don't know. Is she on a TV show right now?
No, but she's popped in some movies every now and then. And I think she does still write and possibly produce films. But just recently, I can't think of any current projects that she's on or has been.
That's curious.
But yeah, I've seen her in some films in the past few years.
Right. Okay.
I think she'd be great. I really do.
Yeah. She had a great history with SNL, so I don't see why she wouldn't continue. And obviously a very funny writer as well as an actress. So yeah, I could see that.
And I'm
fitting in very well.
Yeah, I would guess too. Anybody who they get, he's going to have to approve. So, I mean, because he's still involved. It's still his show.
And he hasn't formally announced
well, that was part of it.
that he's retiring yet.
Of the article that I read where it said that like this is just kind of speculation because he hasn't even said anything about it yet. But I guess people are anticipating it.
It's a cool thing to do if you've never done it. It could be on a lot of people's bucket list to go to Saturday Night Live because it's been on so many years and it's cool and it's something I would recommend if you ever get the opportunity to do it. It's hard to get tickets, obviously. But it is a cool thing to see it live.
And it's a free ticket, right? You
I
just
believe
have
so.
to get on, like somehow know somebody or get on a list or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And it's I think it's fun. I think it's great. You're in the city, obviously, and hanging out and having a good time. 877-927-6969. If you had anybody that could be your teacher in college or high school, who would it be?
I got some hangover food. We were talking about hangover foods on the text line at 47142. Started off with Real Radio. Somebody said my favorite hangover food is a cheesesteak sub.
Oh, there you go.
They said mostly from New England, though. I guess New England's got a better cheesesteak sub. We have on here talking about, Jimmy mentioned that like restaurants are basically recession proof, right? And they said that they last year stayed in Fort Lauderdale for a month. And just in 1 square mile area of US 1, every day we went to a different restaurant, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
And there are a lot of restaurants down there.
Yeah.
It says BTW, I gained 8 pounds in 1 month. Same thing like going down to South Beach, Miami. I'm always, when you drive down there, you're just like, I could eat somewhere different every single day.
Yeah, no doubt.
And still not hit it up. We have here talking about gambling. The first time I met Greek was at Ruth's Chris, North Palm Beach. I was bartending and Ohio State was playing. G had the other side, and he wanted to strangle the female bartender because she was an Ohio State fan and she kept poking fun of G. Do you remember that situation?
I think I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I do.
Right.
I think she was I was kidding, of course.
Well, no, we know you never strangled somebody.
Yeah. Have somebody do it. And I'm out of town.
Never.
I mean, this guy's, manicure, He can't do anything like that on his own.
And then we have my favorite hangover food is from a Greek-owned restaurant in Stewart called Galaxy. 2 eggs over medium with Taylor ham, home fries, and whole wheat toast. Very good coffee with a shot of Kahlua.
There you go.
It's an hour after breakfast. I'm ready to crack another cold one. And that's from you.
Nice. Cheesesteak for hangover food. So breakfast.
Well, maybe they
Seems
sleep
odd, huh?
in.
Yeah.
They sleep in and it's lunchtime. Time for a cheesesteak.
There you go.
And that was New England, right? You said? Or no, when the guy said that?
They said preferably, one from New England.
Everybody's got different ones. I mean, again, if you guys have something that's a good hangover food that you go to, let us know. Call us or text us or email Jimmy. Either one. And if you have somebody teach you a class, it could be high school, it could be college, or maybe somebody teach you driving. Who would you want to maybe teach you driving? And some celebrity maybe, or somebody you can think of, a ball player, somebody
Stevie Wonder. No, too soon.
No, it'd be different. I mean, if Stevie drove better than you, it'd be a little embarrassing. Or like you can't even parallel park, and he's like, "Really? You can't parallel park? I can parallel park." It is the Penthouse.
They do it themselves now.
Oh,
These
yeah, it's
damn
great.
cars that can parallel park themselves. What are you
Mine
kidding
has
me?
the capability of doing it. I am just too scared to try it.
Really?
Yeah, it has that. And I don't trust it. I don't even
We got a video to do now.
I don't even like cruise control.
Really?
I don't.
Oh,
my husband,
God.
every time we're on road trips, he's like, "Why don't you put on cruise control?" I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "I feel like I have to have control."
I'm the same way.
It's so weird.
I don't like cruise
and
control.
I know I don't either. And he loves utilizing it.
My God, I'm
No.
so lazy. I love it. I can't drive without it.
I
have cruise control if I'm driving down my road at 47 miles an hour. I set my cruise
I'm
control.
a control freak when it comes to driving.
I don't use it.
And that to me, but yeah. So one day maybe I'll let you try the parallel parking thing on my car.
Okay,
I'm
we'll
afraid.
do that. We'll do a video. I'll get a couple of cones. We'll do it right out
Perfect.
here in the parking lot.
Yeah, we'll try it. That'd be cool.
Sure.
It is the Penthouse. It is a very hot but fat Tuesday. What do we got coming up in Florida stores?
Well, speaking of hot but fat, I have nothing hot but fat. We have counterfeit money. We have a counterfeit money. We have a very, very bad Florida pastor. And then why did this woman pour Mountain Dew all over herself? It's a pretty messed up story.
Yeah, I got money.
I'll get don't get too excited. I'll get you all the details when we get back in your What the Florida on Real Radio 92.1.
Download the app and then take
Get it from your app store. Search for iHeartRadio. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
We're looking good now along 95. Had a crash earlier near Southern Boulevard. That one has cleared away. Now you have a 15-minute ride between Southern and PGA. And Turnpike is accident-free. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
What kind of men do women want? Red Pilled America tells the story of how a young man was faced with the very real possibility of losing his girlfriend to an international A-list ladies' man, and what he did to win her over. Listen to Red Pilled America anywhere you get podcasts. That's Red Pilled America.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek. There's only one thing hotter than the weather outside. That is the Ladies at Monroe's. 7 days a week, open at 5 a.m. Make sure you stop by Monroe's. They make any good night a great night. 5-star menu, DJs in the house, and the beautiful ladies. And this Saturday night, 19th of August, $500 cash prize. Barbie, that's right. Stop in for the best Barbie and Ken outfits. $500 on the line. And Monroe's beautiful ladies. Peace.
Hey, you know your sleep does matter. And I bet you know you don't have to decide between staying up late, watching the news, or getting your beauty rest. Fox 29 gives you the news an hour earlier at 10 p.m. so you can do both. On Fox 29 at 10 p.m. news anchor Tanya Rogers. The news never stops, and neither does Fox 29. We've got you covered.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again, and it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of West Palm Beach Breathe-Free Sinus and Allergy Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Dr. Cody All at West Palm Beach Breathe-Free Sinus and Allergy Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 561-459-3228. 561-459-3228. 3228. That's 561-459-3228.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
COVID-19 has cast a spotlight on the stark inequalities that drive poverty. The poorest communities in the U.S. and around the world are suffering the most. Oxfam believes we can put systems in place to protect health and livelihoods in the future if we work together with dignity and compassion. Learn how you can help offer safety to the most vulnerable and fight for a more resilient future at oxfamamerica.org. Sponsored by Oxfam America.
Globally, 1 in 3 women experience domestic or sexual violence in their lifetime. In the U.S., on average, more than 3 women a day are murdered by their husbands or boyfriends. You don't need to be an expert to help someone who's experiencing domestic or dating violence. Express concern, listen without judgment if they're willing to talk, and offer to help them find support services. Go to knowmore.org to learn more and contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 for help or call 911 in an emergency.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with CBS 12 News. A mostly sunny, hot, and humid day ahead with afternoon highs in the low to mid-90s, though feeling like the triple digits through the afternoon. A few isolated showers and thunderstorms are possible along the sea breeze as it works its way inland later in the day, then partly cloudy, warm and muggy again tonight.
This report is sponsored by Irish Spring, the fresh scent of Irish Spring. And those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by the Fox 29 10 o'clock news. We've got you covered.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
You're going to be a Joshua Tree. Do something mind-blowing.
Like what?
I don't know, something.
Josh around.
Yeah. eat some of that, what do they call it, peyote stuff?
Oh, yeah. Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. Yeah, have some of that.
No. How about no?
Take some
I can't think of anybody that would benefit more than you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be taking advice from you on that.
Oh, no. Terry might eat some ayahuasca and mess around and, kiss a little 12-year-old boy and ask him to suck his tongue like the Dalai Lama.
I'm sorry. If the Dalai Lama...
What if he receives total consciousness?
I don't care.
Okay.
If he came to me and said, hey, suck my... I think I'd suck his tongue. I could always be that guy. Hey, I suck the Dalai Lama's tongue.
Ew.
You want to be that guy?
I said I could be that guy. I didn't say I want to be that guy. But how many? You're at a dinner party and you go, I just went to Pittsburgh to that great seats on the ice for the thing, for the Penguins game, and I can go, well, I suck the Dalai Lama's tongue. I win.
Yeah, I would give you the crown. I'd be like, you got me, bro.
Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you are listening to the Penthouse. Thank you so very much for doing so. Happy Tuesday to you. Whether you're listening on that FM dial, Real Radio 92.1, 101.7, or of course on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app. This is Franny. Good morning to you, Jimmy.
Hello, and good morning.
And we do have G-Man here. And you can also participate. We have so many ways for you to be part of the show. You can give us a call on that toll-free line. That's 877-927-6969. You can email us, jimmy@realradio921.com. Of course, we have that text line, 47142. You just have to start it off with Real Radio. And our really cool talkback feature, that's where you can leave us like a little voice message on the iHeart Radio app. Hi, G-Man.
Good morning, Francis. Thanks always for doing a great job, by the way. Just want to tell you what a great job you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
And also, Jimmy, what a great job you guys are doing. We usually do it at the end of the show, but I think that acknowledgments and saying you guys are doing a great job should happen more often. And that's on my subpoena this year.
Your subpoena, huh?
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Time for the I like to get acknowledgement and credit. How about some Florida stories?
All right.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida.
Yep.
I'm from Florida.
Did I did.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Nothing too crazy. Well, the one Mountain Dew story is pretty crazy. But yes, troopers said they identified a driver was Billy Spencer. And initially, Billy gave them a false name. This happened during a traffic stop. They said FHP intercepted a wrong way drunk driver overnight, Hillsborough County. They said they were first alerted around 12:40 a.m. about a dark sedan heading southbound in northbound lanes of Veteran Expressway. So with the help of the Hillsborough County deputies, troopers eventually were able to locate the sedan. The vehicle, they said, was smoking, and the front tires were falling off.
Wow.
What a mess. They said that the driving pattern of the vehicle indicated that the driver was extremely impaired.
No.
Uh-huh. After the driver failed to slow down for the traffic stop, they were able to successfully stop the car with a pit maneuver. And when they did, they removed the driver from the car, placed him in handcuffs after he refused to get out of the car on his own. He told troopers his name. He's like, my name is William Smith. But his license plate identified him as Billy Spencer. They were like, well, this is registered under Billy Spencer. I'm very confused.
That's my alias.
I got the first name close,
yeah,
right?
Yep. They said the driver, you're right, William, Billy, right? The driver knew that he'd give him a false name, according to the trooper. They said Spencer had all the typical drunk kind of features, right? The bloodshot eyes, glassy eyes, strong smell of alcohol in his breath. They said that he stayed silent when asked to give a breath sample or perform field sobriety exercises. He just zipped up his mouth and said nothing. Then when he was transported to Hillsborough County Jail, he was charged with resisting an officer, giving a false name of law enforcement, driving under the influence, refusing to submit a testing, and felony fleeing to elude. Well, while they were in, they decided, let's go through his belongings.
Uh-oh.
And they didn't find drugs, but they found a bunch of counterfeit $20 bills mixed in with other money, they said, in his belongings. So now he's facing additional charges of possession of 10 or more counterfeit bills.
He was going to use that for his bail.
Right?
Imagine using
Dang
that for your bail.
Stuck.
And you give counterfeits to the clerk. There you go.
How much you need?
Yeah. And here's 20 for you.
There you go.
Take yourself 20.
Yeah.
Sir? Yes.
Go
this
get your nails done.
Yeah. This is counterfeit. Oh, you can't use that here? Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, so, man, this person's probably, this person's going to have to go to church, but it's a Florida pastor who normally is at church.
Uh-oh.
And yes, a local pastor is one of multiple people who were arrested after their alleged involvement in a Home Depot theft ring. Said a pastor, Pinellas County, The Rock Church, but I believe it's, Robert Dell. He's founder of a halfway house, too, for those recovering from drug addiction in St. Petersburg. Well, he was arrested for operating a multi-million-dollar theft ring. Robert and 4 other associates were arrested for stealing merchandise from brands such as Milwaukee and DeWalt. Merchandise, which officials said added up to over $1 million, was stolen from Home Depots across several counties here in Florida. They said then they would sell on eBay. They would resell on eBay under the account called Anointed Liquidators. They said that officials said Robert threatened abuse and used a position of being a pastor and founder of the halfway house to manipulate other vulnerable people who were going into those halfway houses that he was supposed to be taking care of.
Oh, man.
Terrible, right? Into committing these crimes. They believe that he was operating the scheme for over 10 years, bringing the total loss of merchandise to over $5 million. Said his co-conspirators, Daniel Mace, Jessica Wild, stole a majority of the merchandise from the store 5 to 6 times a day on average before they delivered it to be sold onto eBay. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Going on for 10 years, this ring.
And very sad. Because you think right away, a pastor, you can trust him.
Yep.
Just like a police officer
He
or
was just
anybody
taking
else.
advantage of people who were down and out. So now he's facing charges of racketeering, conspiracy to commit racketeering, and dealing in stolen property as an organizer. His wife is in some trouble, too, because she knew what was going on. She was part of this. And then next up, crazy, terrible story. This Florida woman, she killed her roommates. Her 79-year-old roommate. She is 35 years old. Her name is Nicole Marks. And she is now hanging out, and she probably will be for a while, at Volusia County Jail. Well, this happened, it was last month. Daytona Beach was talking about it. They were flagged down by concerned citizens about a house. There was a fire. And they were like, all right, early mornings. So when firefighters arrived at the scene, they were able to put out the fire, but they did find one man lying on the floor dead, but not from the fire. He had blunt force trauma to the back of his head. And they said there was a few stab wounds, too, to his torso. Just a really nasty scene. They were able to identify him later on as Michael Sarasoli, 79 years old. And they said inside the home's bedroom near the body, they found a knife covered in blood. The blood was also found on the wall next to the bedroom. That was the closet of Nicole's bedroom. And so it was very easy to pinpoint that it was her at that point. They said everything pointed right to her as a possible person of interest. Well, around 3:30, they found her at a Crystal's. Well, fast food joints.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And she had no shoes
club.
on, but she did have blood on the side of her leg, and a portion of her shirt she was wearing had either been torn off or cut off. And they said that there was still little tatters of blood. They said that when they approached her, she dropped a knife and a hammer she was carrying in the Crystals. And they heard multiple versions of the story from her when she was questioned. They said it just was not consistent what she was talking about. She didn't know the victim. She said she was homeless. She also said she didn't know anything about the knife and hammer. And they were like, but you just had it. She later admitted to being his roommate, but denied seeing him that day he was murdered. It was just so crazy. And then when asked about the fire, she said she became agitated and refused to speak any further about it. So while escorting her to the patrol car, they said that they, obviously wanted to collect the DNA. It was then that she asked officers, she's like, hey, can I have a soft drink? Like, I'm really, really thirsty. So they gave her a Diet Mountain Dew. And that's when she took the Mountain Dew and just doused herself all over her body with her soda. They said her body, her hair, trying to interfere with any kind of evidence that was on her body. And then she started pulling and kicking officers. So that didn't help the situation either. Wow. Yeah. So, didn't work.
No.
Didn't work for her. Because now she is suspect numero uno and is hanging out in Volusia County Jail. And that is your What the Florida.
Thank you, Francis. We do it twice a show, 11:05, 1:05. You guys give us all the stories, and we send them back to you.
Jimmy at realradio921.com is the email, and we love it when you participate in the show. Our buddy JJ wrote in, and he said he wanted to get this in for this day in history. So he's got a piece of information about something that happened on August 3rd of 1982. I don't know if that's supposed to be a typo because today is not August 3rd. But any which way, he wrote in, he knows this because he was there. The Who played at Shea Stadium with The Clash and David Johansen as opening acts. The Clash were great, but Johansen was so bad he got booed off stage. 5 years later, he changed his name to Buster Poindexter. Apparently, that is a little piece of fun fact information about that time frame. So thank you very much for participating, JJ. We've heard in the past, and I know that we've seen them too, and they've really, really gone really far. But some of the people that have tried to be Barbie and Ken, where they've done the plastic surgery and everything to go through. There's the ones that have really. Well, we got a couple more that want to do this trend, and it has nothing to do really with the movie coming out because this pair of twins has been doing this for some time. While the success of the movie has turned a lot of people into Barbie fans, none are quite as obsessed as Daisy and Dolly Simpson. The British twins have spent more than $200,000 to make themselves look like the popular doll. Now,
I wonder if that's all like earned money or if they have like sugar daddies that just
you got to wonder, right?
Or throw that money on them.
Yeah, people to send it.
I'm going to go with 200 for sugar daddy.
Yeah, I'll jump
because that is
a
lot of money.
Yeah,
oh my
God,
$200,000.
Are you kidding me? And you got to pay it up front.
Yep. And this has been going on since 2020. So again, before the movie came out. But the 26-year-old women have gone under the knife several times, getting nose jobs, breast augmentations, labioplasty, am I saying that right?
Yep.
Chin and cheek work, and Brazilian butt lifts, Dolly reveals. They've also been injected with Botox, butt fillers, she added, and we prefer to look like Barbie dolls is what they say.
Their lips are ridiculous, too. Those things definitely have been injected way too many times.
I don't understand why people think that's a good look.
It doesn't look like Barbie.
No.
You don't look
and that's why, I mean, it's weird because they say Barbie and Barbie the movie is out right now, so popular and everything. I think they were just saying like dolls.
They want to be a doll. I was going to say because Barbie is like a very classic beauty. Margot Robbie is very classic, and she's the one who plays her. Right. You don't see Barbie with these duck lips on the dolls or anything. You just don't.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. That's why I'm kind of taking the Barbie part of it out and making it more like the doll.
Look like Bratz dolls is what they look like.
Yeah, but even at that, I mean, it's I don't know having those big butts like that big Brazilian butt lifts. I mean, I don't see that on too many dolls out there.
I don't remember Barbie having a big ass.
No, she didn't have a BBL. I don't remember that either.
Or big
Lips?
Oh, well,
Her tatas are like they're decent size.
Yeah,
they're not.
They'll get you into a club.
They're not overly, yeah.
But they're not. They're
No.
not big enough for these women because
No.
they want even though they've already had breast augmentations, they want more.
More.
It's not to say that the women are finished shelling out money. I should say we have
selling out.
They've
well,
definitely
they've
sold
probably
out.
done that too. Yeah. They said, "quote We have also both been keeping up with our cosmetic procedures that really help us achieve the doll style look." According to them, we have filler in our cheeks, jaws, lips, noses, and chins, as well as Botox to keep our skin as smooth and line-free as possible. We also want bigger boobs and another nose job to hopefully make them more identical. So they're just going to keep right on going with this. I mean, again, we've talked about how many people, have that, they get addicted almost to it.
Yeah.
Here they're looking, they're trying to go for a certain look. And I just don't understand.
And they look completely different. Like the article I read on the New York Post, I was looking, and from what they look like before,
forget it.
And that's the thing. And we hear it all the time. Like, but if they have kids with somebody or whatever, the kid's not going to look like them.
No way.
It's going to look like what they originally look like. And be like, hold on a
Don't come home.
second.
Are you my mom?
Yeah, it is absolutely crazy to see their before and after. But we see it a lot of time in the Hollywood celebrity world too.
Kardashians.
Yep.
They look night and day.
Yep.
A lot of them. Barbie is just crushing it. I mean, everybody thought it was going to do good, but the way it's doing is unbelievable. They said Margot Robbie might make $50 million.
Did anybody predict that this movie would do this kind of numbers? I mean, 1.5 billion is it at, or 1.1?
I don't know. It's over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it'd do good, but not like this.
I never would have anticipated this. So.
No,
Hey, good for
crazy.
them.
Yeah, crushed it.
With bonuses and incentives, right? She gets
50 million.
They're saying
50 million?
Close to 50, yeah.
Good for her.
That's what it's looking like.
I think she's set for a while. And she's had a lot of big films, but nothing like, and as far as monetarily, there hasn't been anything like this.
Yeah.
Where she's got a piece, where a lot of them do it. They take a little bit less for the film, but they want more at the box office, and they're giving it to them. And it works out for everybody because it's a win-win when you get a movie like that. Because if it doesn't make any money, you don't make it, you move on from there. It's always good if you're betting on yourself.
Now imagine after they get through the strike and they've got all these changes and everything in the pay structure. Imagine that 50 million could end up being 100.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it can be different, but I mean, for that, it's more or less she's negotiating a percentage of the tickets. Sure. So I don't know if that would affect the strike, what she makes, but she's still making a lot of money.
No, I mean what they end up with after the strike, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, just people love it. I mean, they really did. Fran, do you think it was gonna be this big?
I knew it was going to be big.
Yeah.
I did.
Really?
I think the buzz, I really was like, man, this is going to be super successful when I started seeing on social media and all the stuff in the first week that it was out, how many people were so excited about going and even the pre-sale of the tickets too were insane. So I knew it was going to be. I think it's a cute movie. I'm not like raving about it. It was cute. It was good, but I get it. I get what the hype's about. We do have a couple texts about hangover food. This one necessarily isn't a food, but it says cure for a hangover as a hot 24-year-old redhead. All right.
No, don't do it.
Okay. All right.
How much does that cost?
I don't know. And then my favorite hangover food is a medium rare ribeye steak with 2 Sunnyside eggs on top. Sounds good to me. A little steak and eggs action. So you can tell us what your hangover food is, your cure in the morning, because we were talking earlier about a list of regionally what's very popular when feeding your hangover.
And if you had a teacher for a day, who would you like it to be? It could be a celebrity, a ball player, politician. It could be somebody you know. Be like, hey, who would you like to teach you a class going back to school or college, whatever you were at? And they came in. Peyton Manning is going to be teaching some classes or assisting in some classes at the University of Tennessee where he went. Who would be somebody that you'd be like, wow, I'm so excited they're here today. And love to hear about it, who you would think would be, hey, somebody who would sit down and teach. And I'm sure the questions would be, when they would say any questions, people would just be going crazy with questions.
What about Britney Spears? Would you want her to teach you? At least maybe she can teach you how to pole dance. If you go to realradio921.com/thepenthouse, she got herself a new toy. And that's a pole for her house.
I thought she had one for years.
She says it was new on her Instagram post. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I believe it. I mean, it's coming from her mouth, but I don't know.
Don't you feel bad for her?
She says that she got a new one, and so she put on an itty bitty bikini and did a dance for all of us to enjoy. RealRadio921.com. Check out the Penthouse blog. And then, yes, I don't know if this is true because I did read this in The Sun, so who knows. But they are saying because she has her book coming out very soon.
Yeah.
And she may have a sit down with the one and only Oprah Winfrey. They said that if she's going to accept an interview, it's probably going to be with her. And I guess we shall see what happens with that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to be in this book. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people getting dropped, different stories, and I'm sure about her family and all the stuff behind the scenes. Maybe she goes after Justin Timberlake. I don't know. But yeah, there's going to be some.
Well, I remember Timberlake and Colin Farrell, right? Their attorneys, they kind of got in the middle of this before she released the book to make sure that everything she had in there was kosher, was good.
Yeah.
Talking about their past, their relationships.
She's again, you see, it seems like she's out of control and has a lot of issues, and hopefully she can get back on track. And she's, obviously super, super successful, but in a lot of ways, I think she's had a very hard life and dealt with a lot of stuff every single day. And it sucks. And it's also in the public eye. And I'm sure if you're a loved one or a friend of hers or family or managing her or trying to help, you probably, when she goes on social media, like, why? Why do you got to do this? And she's never dressed, she's been dressed improper, doing this, pole dancing. I mean, she's got kids. It's just crazy. It really is. And, to see it is almost sad. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. Again, if you have a hangover food that you guys go to, you say, hey, I got to have this. This is the best hangover food. No matter where you are, this is what you go with. Or if you had somebody teach you a class, who would you want to teach you a class? Maybe Brad Pitt, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle. I said I think he would be funny. Kevin Hart would be funny, too. Any kind of comedian might be funny to just get up there and teach you something. But if you have somebody in mind that you would think that would be good, call us. How about Jerry Seinfeld? What's the deal with this?
What's the deal with history?
Yeah, imagine him.
What's the deal with math?
Yeah.
Who's going to use algebra?
That's right. Wasn't that always the thing you would say in school? Like, where am I going to use this in life? And you would always get that.
Well, when did I see on social media that people post all the time where kids like to go jab back at the teachers? Oh, you're never going to have a calculator with you at all times, right? You got to learn math.
Yeah.
Guess we got a calculator with us all times now.
All the time. It's attached to us.
Oh, yeah. There's so many things that were said years ago that now forget it. But it's just a different society, a different time. You got that phone, you can do everything. I mean, like that girl that night, send me your PIN. I'm like, my PIN? I just met you. You give me my PIN to my credit card? What the hell are you talking about? You want my location? No, I don't want to send you my location. 877-927-6969, 1145. We got a chance for you guys to pick your concert. Smashing Pumpkins or Rob Zombie, whatever you guys want, you get to pick it. It'll be a little he said, she said. We do it every day at 11:45. We have a giveaway for you guys. Want to thank you and appreciate you every day for listening to Real Radio and listening up. Before you know it, it is football season. The Gators will be on Real Radio August 31st. They are taking on the Utah Teps, and they are rated in the top 25. So the Gators are going to have a tough game. I think it's a Friday night they're playing the 31st. And if you're in 101.7 land, you already got a treat because you got the Dolphins. The other day, you guys are getting the Dolphins up there, and this week the Dolphins are taking on the Houston Texans.
That's a Saturday, right? I do believe. Isn't that this Saturday, I believe?
Yes, 4 o'clock.
Yep.
I think Houston's playing the Dolphins 4 o'clock.
So we should have coverage starting at 2, I do believe. So
all right, cool. So there it is.
Yep.
On 101.7 land, you guys are going to get the Dolphins all year. I am jealous. And then we have the Gators over here, and that starts at the end of August. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Fat Tuesday. We're going to come back with a trifecta. And we're also going to come back with your chance to win some tickets. It is the Penthouse on a Fat Tuesday. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
A man was detained by sheriff's officials and cited after he jumped into an elephant exhibit at the Milwaukee County Zoo, they said.
Do you think the elephants looked at each other and they're like, so are we going to talk about the person in the room?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Get ready to win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
You'll be there. T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Having the time of your life is more rewarding than ever when you visit any MGM Rewards destination nationwide. Dine, stay, play, and earn on all of it. Details at MGMRewards.com. Subject to earning and redemption limitations applicable to certain purchases and in certain states.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
No accidents on 95 in Palm Beach County. Up to speed in West Palm on the Belvedere Curve. You have a large metal frame in 2 left lanes. This is southbound 95, just north of Donald Ross Road, heading into the Palm Beach Gardens area. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
Here in Florida, we have an FPL team of thousands ready for storm season. So as the storm approaches, just know our job isn't finished until everyone's lights are back on. Get ready at fpl.com/storm.
The Republican presidential debate is Wednesday, August 23rd, and Rumble.com is your live online home. Freedom matters, and where you watch this debate says a lot about you. Rumble is uncensored and unapologetic, like you. Download the Rumble app now for debate commentaries you won't get anywhere else. The big RNC debate is Wednesday the 23rd. Watch it live online on Rumble. Download the free Rumble app or visit rumble.com/debate. That's rumble.com/debate. Rumble, bold and free.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
We all know the weather can change at the drop of a hat. It's important to be the first to know so you don't get caught driving through the next thunderstorm unprepared. I'm Fox 29 First Alert meteorologist James Whelan. Fox 29 First Alert weather at 10 p.m. We've got you covered.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Dr. Cody All at West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 561-459-3228. 561-459-3228. 3228. That's 561-459-3228.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
For you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
What kind of men do women want? Red Pilled America tells the story of how a young man was faced with the very real possibility of losing his girlfriend to an international A-list ladies man, and what he did to win her over. Listen to Red Pilled America anywhere you get podcasts. That's Red Pilled America.
For more information about contests on the station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
This is Jared Carabas. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings.
A quarterback battle is going on in Tampa. Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask are far from elite options, but a resurgence is certainly a possibility. Baker and Trask have their flaws, but the potential's there. After all, Baker did set the rookie passing touchdown record in 2018, and Trask was a Heisman candidate at the University of Florida. And with nothing to lose, this could be the perfect spot to save one of these quarterbacks' careers. I'm Dan Patrick.
Baseball is back with me, Jared Carabas, breaking down the sport of baseball and discussing my picks all season long. Download and listen to the newest episode from my show, Baseball is Dead with DraftKings, releasing in season every Monday and Thursday, available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tony Evans, and I'm excited to have you join me on this new podcast, Heroes in the Bible.
Come to me, boy. You and your God will crumble beneath my feet.
He beckoned the giant and said,
I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts and creator of the stars.
Listen to Heroes in the Bible with Dr. Tony Evans on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Eli, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, morning, guys.
Morning.
Hey.
I just had a quick dump for you. You were mentioning aliens and how we don't really have any concrete proof. Y'all know the government declassified that, right? Like, we now know public knowledge aliens are real and all these.
Yeah, but we haven't seen. What have you seen? What have you seen though? Have you seen the picture of an alien, or I don't know if they're declassifying a unidentified flying object that they can't say what it is. Hey, we have proof. No, we saw a light fly around. Oh, you're creeping me out, man.
In a world where people see flying things and they don't know what they are, we bring you the brand new documentary, Terry James Abroad.
James Abroad?
Yeah, you searching for aliens.
Just be overseas looking for aliens.
Yeah.
We gotta take, yes. Wow. Great.
Lex and Terry, weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart Radio station. This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a good day. And thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello. Good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what's up? Happy Tuesday.
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
All right, the Marlins are playing good baseball the last few days. They've won 5 out of 6, and they beat the Astros last night 5-1, so they won 3 in a row. And if the playoffs started today, the Marlins would be in the playoffs. Hopefully the streak continues because the Heat made it, the Panthers made it, maybe the Marlins, and maybe that means the Dolphins. So Marlins playing good ball. The Jets got their man. They signed Cook yesterday, 1 year. It looks like $8 million with bonuses and incentives. And Elliott is going to the New England Patriots. He also got a big haircut, so he looks totally different. He's going to be wearing number 15. That's what he wore at Ohio State. He was with the Cowboys for years, and now he's with Bill. I don't know if that's going to change much for the Patriots, but we will see what happens. They like to run the ball and play good defense. And college football came out with its first top 25 of the season, the 2023 season, and it's Georgia, of course, number 1. Michigan, Ohio State, 2 and 3, and Alabama, 4. And you could bet on this that would be the Final Four. You have a chance to do that. And you never know. It might happen exactly the way it is. Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and Alabama. But we'll see. Georgia's the favorite. There's no doubt about it. They are a powerhouse. First team, Franny let us know, since the 30, University of Minnesota, right? You said the Gophers that won 3 times in a row. Georgia's going for that. That is amazing. It's going to be tough. I mean, anything can happen. Injuries mean a lot, obviously, but we'll see what happens. But Georgia left a year number 1, and they are number 1. Alabama in a different role than they've usually been for the last 15 years. Everybody talks about Alabama being the top dog, but this might be the lowest they're rated in their first poll of college football in a long time. Tide are number 4. And Saban just bought a new house on the water in Jupiter, $17.5 million. No, he's not coming to FAU. And that is You're a trifecta at lunchtime. 877-927-6969. Jay?
Want to take a phone call?
Sure.
Got our buddy Paul Lynn checking in with us. Hey, Paul, what's going on, buddy?
Someone who would be the perfect teacher for me? Linda Lovelace. Oh.
Who is that? Linda who?
Linda Lovelace.
Oh, okay.
A porn
Paul.
star, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
There you go.
Allegedly. Sort of. Maybe. I don't know.
And you're not really quite sure because you don't know porn stars. You just heard from somebody that, yeah, she may be the star of Deep Throat.
Oh.
Yes.
Never heard of it. What do they do in that movie? What's the plot?
Get your rent paid.
Oh, boy.
877-927-6969. When you get an oh boy from Franny, it is pretty big. That's the number you guys can call. Get involved with the show. We had a couple things. What is your favorite hangover food? I'd like to know about that. And if you could have a teacher for the day.
All right. We got Stephen Boca. 47142. Start off with Real Radio.
Oh, I noticed.
What really works for a hangover is, you guessed it, Nutter's wife.
Oh, my
She's a
God.
fantastic cook, great drink maker, and, well, you can figure out the rest. Thanks, Steve. That's Steve. If I wish I could spend one day with Bruce Lee to learn all about his wisdom and experience.
Oh, that's cool.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. If I could have someone teach me something, I would have Greek teach me how to lose $100,000.
Not hard.
And then somebody said for hangover food, they said soup. Soup, lots of liquid, little bit of stuff. If your stomach is upset, they said soup works.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for
That's
that.
a first. I don't know if I've ever heard something like the rest of it. I get, grease. Usually greasy.
I love hangover soup. I do. There is a place. There's a place that was by me at the Joseph Plaza, and they have been under construction now for too long. But I would go there on Saturday. They have another location in Green Acres. That's just too far for me to go. I would go there on Saturday. My girlfriend and I would text each other hungover, and all we would have to say is soup, and she'd be like, "Yep." And then an hour later, we're meeting each other at this place, and they have they do like Colombian. It's all kinds of Latin food in there. It's not one specific, but they have a Colombian chicken soup that is so freaking good, and it's served with white rice, and the white rice helps like soak everything in.
Oh, okay.
That was our Saturday hangovers, and I am just like, when are you gonna? They've been renovating it for, I don't know, I felt like an eternity. 3 months. You know what I'm talking about? With the Joseph's Plaza, they have it at the very end.
Yeah, I know.
It is great.
I was at Joseph's this morning.
I know you don't like to kind of take it with your food.
If you told me to go,
it's good.
Oh, man, shocker.
Yes.
We've never heard that before.
Yes. All right.
Soup. I love soup.
No, I mean, they have steak. They have tacos.
I'm going to go get drunk just for the first time just to try soup.
I carry a spoon.
They have all the things. Yeah.
You like soup? I love soup.
Oh, my God. Get out of my diary.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
Have you guys ever heard of this? I'll get into this article a little bit, but it seems kind of strange. I don't know if this is new or not, but I know that Greek feels all the time. Do you feel like you're working too much, and not just at your job, but you're also doing housework, parenting, paying bills, and so on and so on, stuff like that, right? Like life.
It's just constant.
That's what they say, right? So here's a formula you can use to figure out whether you are really working too much.
Okay.
All right, that's the key there, and not giving your brain and body a chance to relax. And they call this the 42% rule. And apparently, you're supposed to give your brain and body 42% of your time to relax with no stress, just to keep you functioning properly. 42% of a 24-hour day is 10 hours. Okay, so that's what it is, right? So at first, it sounds like it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to get 40. But they're counting the sleeping time, right?
Oh,
So that includes sleep, exercise, which I don't exactly call that no stress.
That is not relaxing.
Yeah, or relaxing.
Yeah.
Watching TV, reading, or anything else that you do to unwind. Now, I guess some people do sort of exercise to unwind.
Yeah, and it can de-stress you. Yeah,
right.
That's what they say.
Okay.
But relaxing is not what I would call it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you on that. And if you can't get in 10 hours a day, you can spread it out over a week or more. Hold on, because we're going to get to that too.
Okay.
So what happens if you don't give your body 42% of the time to relax? Eventually, you're going to burn out, get sick, and wind up sleeping for at least 12 hours a day because you need to catch up. funny.
Even though we've
how
heard there's no
this came
catching
out
up.
Yesterday, we just did an article, and that's why this is part of what jumped out at me of yesterday, saying that you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't catch up.
There's no catching
Isn't
up.
it so odd that every day we can read some sort of piece of information about one thing, and then the next day you read something else, and it can have a completely different take on it.
And I believe that you can't catch up, right? You can't catch up for lost time. I understand that. But I do also, in the same, and maybe they don't look at that, same sense, know that sometimes your body, and that's sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, I just slept 10 hours. And it's just like, I must have needed it, right?
Yeah,
My body must have needed it. I don't necessarily call it catching up.
Right.
On sleep that I didn't have the nights before. But I think, your body was just like, you're not getting up. You need a rest.
You get to the point where it just says, okay, enough. I got to shut down and get to it. I'm sorry, Greek. Go ahead.
No, I think when you count sleep, I think a lot of people would say they get to that.
That's not, it doesn't make the number seem so obscure.
No, not at all.
At first, I saw 42% of your day.
Yeah.
You've got to give to that. I was like, wow, how can you do that? But if 6, 7, 8 hours of that is sleeping, which, I mean, that's what it's saying, is you got to relax. Well, if you're not relaxed when you're sleeping, you're doing
Some
it
people
wrong.
aren't. Some people aren't, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you're tossing and turning. But I think, if you add that in, it's probably pretty close for a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people sleep 7 to 8, 9 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got an hour where you just shut down. If you got kids, obviously it never ends, especially young kids or any age kids before they're 18. They need to go to school, they need homework, give them a ride, whatever. But if you can, get a couple hours.
Don't forget fitting in time for your side piece.
That's tough.
You know?
Yeah,
you add that all in Greek, right?
I don't promote
Sounds
that.
exhausting.
I don't promote that. And that could be, it could be, I think the lying's harder than actually being with the side piece. Because you got to make up a story of why you're with the side piece.
Well, the lying part isn't the problem. It's the remembering the lies. I think that's the part that makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Did I say that? Or did I think
What did I say?
What did I say?
Did I really?
No. We do not promote cheating on this show in any shape or form. Find one person, spend the rest of your life with them, hold on tight, and enjoy life. If that doesn't work, then 1-800 or 976-BABE. That's what you do. You pick up the phone there. At the 10 hours, 42%. Babe.
I thought you already had that number on your speed dial, Jimmy.
No, I'll have to check that one out. I haven't heard about it.
Speaking of, today is National Relaxation Day.
Is it
so
really?
It
How
is.
about
It is.
that?
So it makes sense.
What
so
a quickie day.
take some time. Yep.
Wow, I didn't realize that. Is that a little segue to what we might be doing on Fud Facts?
No, it's not. Not on Fud Facts.
Okay.
So what's a fud fact?
I don't know what a Fud Fact is.
Fudge Facts?
Facts about fudge?
Spelled Elmer Fudd.
Facts about fudge today.
I'm
Until
Elmer J.
10.
Fudd, millionaire. I own a mansion and a yacht. All my buddies, all you Looney Tune fans out there will know that one. That'll come right back to you. Guys want to give away a prize?
Yes.
Let's do
All right.
it.
We have another day of You Pick a Ticket. And that's where we let you decide where you want to go. We have tickets to the Smashing Pumpkins. That show is Saturday, August 19th. That's coming up this weekend, right?
Yes.
And then we also got a pair of tickets to see Rob Zombie with Alice Cooper. That's Sunday, August 27th at I Think Financial Amphitheater. Now, you can only pick one show. You can't have both. But you decide which show you want to go see. Give us a call right now, 877-927-6969. We're going to play one of our favorite games. He said, she said. I'm going to read you a quote, and you just got to let us know. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I, Jimmy, say that nonsense that I'm about to read to you here? That's as simple as that. Give us a call right now, 877-927-6969. I see the phone lines are blowing up, so I will get some people online, and we'll get going here in a minute.
Franny, have you ever seen Beyonce in concert?
I have, yes. Fantastic show.
I think she's coming this week, right?
She is. Yep. She's been making her rounds. I want to say she was just in Atlanta and then now Central Florida and then South Florida.
Sunday
coming up.
Or Saturday?
Yeah.
I think
And fan or not, I know not everybody is. I am a fan of hers. She puts on one hell of a show. And I'm talking, obviously, she's an entertainer. She's a dancer. Damn sexy when she's up on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And I've been watching some clips, too, and she's been bringing her daughter on stage, too, to dance. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Blue Ivy. Who's going to be a star in her own right because
I'm sure.
she's got some moves, and of course her It helps that her dad is Jay-Z and her mom's Beyonce. That helps.
Maybe a little.
Yeah.
Might open one door, maybe a screen door someplace. Somebody walks in. Hey, who's your dad? Who's
I
your
got
mom?
to see when they were in concert together that they went on tour. There was a moment when Jay-Z was touring it up, and so I saw it was like Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake I got to see, then Jay-Z, Kanye I got to see, and then Jay-Z and Beyonce I got to see. Like he was like hitting South Florida a lot and with the major acts.
So when you saw them, were they on stage all the same time, or did they go half
like
out?
sometimes they would go, but yeah, it was his concert. It was their concert.
Oh, okay.
The one that he did with Kanye was really cool because they set it up in the middle of the stadium, like on the floor. There was 2 big cube stages. So it was almost like they were battling each other. So he would pop up, the light would be on him, he would do his thing, and then Kanye would pop up and do his thing, and then sometimes they would go battle back and forth on like these big cube stages that were facing one another. Yeah, that was pre-crazy Kanye.
Pre-crazy.
I don't know if I'm buying his concert tickets now.
Is there a pre?
Yeah, he's always been a little loco, but yeah, just a little bit more off the deep end.
Jimmy, are we ready?
We are ready, and we're starting today's contest with John. John, welcome to the Penthouse.
Thank you.
John, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How you all doing?
We're doing very good. Thanks for always listening to Real Radio. Always want to get that out of the way, and thank you because we appreciate it. What would be your pick for the concert out of the 2?
Pumpkins.
All right.
Pumpkins? All right. Well, let's see if we can get you set up to go see them this Saturday at, I think, Financial Amphitheater. I'm going to read you a quote, John. You just got to let us know. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did Jimmy say it? Okay?
Yep.
All right. Here is your quote. It is the funniest to watch people while they're playing with it. It is the funniest to watch people while they're playing with it. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I say that?
Oh, it's a tough one. I'm going to go with Franny.
Yeah!
Nice job.
Right. I wasn't sure if he'd get that one. And this is what that sounded like.
It is the funniest to watch people while they're playing with it.
That's
not edited.
I think I'm talking about the headset, the virtual headset, right? The Oculus. I think so.
That could have been. I do believe you're right now. Now that you mention that. All right, John. Great job, buddy. I'm going to put you on hold. If you would, hang tight. When we go to break, I'm going to get a little bit more info from you, and we'll get you set up. Okay, pal?
Yep.
All right.
Congratulations.
Nice.
You guys send me a text tonight. Remind me. I got to bring it in because I think we could have some fun.
Penis gun?
I think not the penis gun.
Where the hell did that come
My
from?
Oculus. My Oculus. I think we could have some funny videos of those things because you do. You look so ridiculous because you're just like reaching around for stuff. But it's real. And then because sometimes like there's one where like you're in a resort in Mexico and you just have to look around and turn around so you can see everything that's going on. It's really, really cool if you haven't messed with one of those yet. So I got a couple texts at 47142 from who you'd want to be your teacher to hangover foods. We got some participation here. Dream teacher. I want to have Sarah Brighton. I'm not really familiar with her, so I got to look into it. This is from Sarah Brightman, for my vocal coach. She's famous for her role as Christine in Phantom of the Opera.
Okay.
And that is from Sarah. We also have, if I could spend one day with anyone, it would be Franny. I've never really been on vacation. Okay. I like it. All right. Touche. Somebody said, I would also have Greek, if it would teach you something, teach me how to find nails in the road. I don't think he's good at that. That's why he always gets flat tires.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's the one you want him to teach to find nails in the road.
He was good at finding them. I think he would avoid them.
Hangover food. Let's see. They're about pizza. What else? All right. Yeah. I think we agreed on pizza too. We said you just wake up and eat a piece of cold pizza and you're set.
There you go.
This is an interesting one. Hangover food. Slice a pear in half. Make a scoop in the center. Sprinkle cinnamon all over the pear. Fill the scoop with cottage cheese and sprinkle a generous amount of cayenne pepper on top.
What was that, Martha Stewart?
An hour later, have a cocktail.
That sounds healthy.
Sounds
like
weird.
Healthy
I don't
hangover food.
I mean, I like pears.
Sure.
Cinnamon's fine. Cayenne, a little spice to it. The cottage cheese in the middle, huh? All right.
It's a lot to
but they said
remember.
after an hour later, you're ready for another drink. It is a lot to remember.
When you're banked up.
Yeah.
You're like, what is it? Got to cut it in half?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to have a pear, obviously.
And cottage cheese and cinnamon and cayenne. Yes, you got to have all the things that's in there.
No. I'll do it without it. You watch.
You're right. Get a banana, too. I mean, that's probably going to be the most common fruit you see in somebody's house. A banana, I would think. And then maybe an apple. Pears, not too much. So you got to have that. You got to get ready. So you got to know the night before you're getting out.
Yeah, I mean, they're easy to find. You can find them at any grocery store.
How about that?
I know, it's crazy, right?
Huh. I know, but you have to have them on. Like, if you walk into a house, I think the average
I
fruit
used to love pears. As a kid, that was my fruit. That was my go-to. And you're right. It's been a long time. I don't know the last time. It was pears and plums I loved. And I don't even know the last time I had one.
Yeah, I like plums, too.
Yeah.
Peaches. But again, it's not something top of mind. You know, if somebody buys them.
But it's funny because they're right there when you're going to produce. I mean, it's like it's just you just choose to go buy it, go straight for the banana, G-Man.
Because the banana's easy.
I know. The banana's in the same place, though. How's it easy?
Well, I just take it off and I just get it one, and that's it. The plum I got to wash. It's a lot of hassle. Squirts all over my face.
You know, we're dealing with Greek, so.
Are we talking about the plum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it simple. You know what I mean? Layup. I mean, I'll get plums if I have, it's an effort. And you don't want to just buy one.
It's the same effort as it is to get a banana. Like, how is it not?
Because when you buy a plum, you don't buy one. You look cheap.
Who buys one banana?
I do every day.
I don't know.
Nothing to do with it. Oh, my God.
Why don't you buy a bushel of bananas, and then you don't have to buy one every time you go to the grocery store?
Because they go bad.
Oh, my goodness.
I can only put one in my mouth at a time. How am I going to put in my mouth? Two?
Want to bet?
I think we got a social media post here. How many bananas can Greek fit in his mouth?
You're not going to buy one plum or one peach. You look cheap.
We'll break the internet.
The lady looks at me. You can only afford
I think you look cheap when you just take one banana off of the bunch. You're like, here, I want this one banana. What's the difference?
I'm getting lunch. I can have one banana.
Oh
What's the breakfast?
Actually, no. The reason is because you get your bananas at the gas station, and they only have one at a time. They don't sell bushels. Greek is gas station bananas.
Yeah, that's my tattoo.
I know.
Give me a gas station banana. They're just so right there, right in your face. Go in, get $4 of gas and a banana. No, I buy them at Joseph's too. Individuals. Are you not supposed to break them off?
No, you do whatever you want.
Okay, thanks.
It's your world.
yeah, it's your world.
Yeah,
sure.
It's your rule. That's for sure. Oh, my God. 877-927-6969. If you think I'm right, jump up with me. It's easy to buy one banana, but to buy one plum or a peach, you look cheap. You're just like, you can't afford two? I mean, I don't know. Or Jimmy, who do we have?
We got Alan on the line. Alan, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hi, how are we doing today?
Great, Alan.
Okay, what's going on with you guys this morning?
We're doing a radio show and having fun and enjoying ourselves. What's going on with you?
Nothing. Looking to see if we're doing prizes today.
We already did that.
Oh, yeah, Alan. We do that at 11:45 every day.
Yeah, we're talking bananas
we
now.
We already gave them away.
Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow.
All right, Alan.
Tomorrow, 11:45.
Thank you. Have a great day, Alan. Jimmy, somebody else?
Yeah, we got Chris on the line. Chris is fascinated by Greek stuffing things in his mouth. Chris, welcome to the Penthouse.
So, listen, normally I smoke when Greek says, something that makes 0 sense.
You must be blown the F out today.
Every day, Jimmy.
True.
Jimmy, I am on cloud 9. And then listening to Greek talk about how many can I fit in my mouth, I almost peed on myself. I really did. Now, hangover food, what I do is I pre-cook about a pound of bacon. About half of it I cover with either sugar or chocolate, and the other half I just leave regular. When I wake up and I'm feeling horrible, I just pound some bacon.
Hey, sugar and chocolate. That's
weird.
weird.
You never had chocolate covered bacon? Yeah,
No.
it's so
Yeah.
good. And some people
God.
do like brown sugared bacon. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
I've
sweet
never
and
had it.
salty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's why you put sugar on it, Greek. It's salty.
That's awesome. You must be rich.
Send me your number.
That's like something Breaker says. Sugar on bacon? What? That's baller
I
status.
can't with him. I can't with you, Greek. I can't. You're awesome. I love you guys.
We appreciate the call.
Yeah, some bacon is a good call on hangover food. So I carry purse bacon on me every now and then.
What the hell's that?
It's where you put bacon in your bacon. You put bacon in your purse. So when we were in the Keys,
cooked or raw? What?
Yeah. So it's cooked bacon, and it's one of those things when I go out drinking with my friends or my family or whatever it is. Like in the Keys, I got some bacon. I got a lot of bacon. I wrapped it up in a napkin and put it in my purse. Guess who was excited every time I said, "Hey, do you want some purse bacon?" Every person I offered it to.
I have never heard of that in my life, and that is
I just made it up.
Possibly the greatest. Oh,
is it?
Well, no, because it's bacon I put in my purse, and then when you ask people like, "Hey," and you're at a bar, and you're like, "You want bacon?" and they're like, "Yeah, I want bacon," and I take it out of my purse, I unwrapped it in my napkin, and because they think I'm kidding, and sure as hell, they're very excited to have a piece of bacon that I've been storing in my purse.
I would be too. But then you just said you just made it up.
Well, I call it, because it's purse bacon.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know if anybody else carries bacon in their purse.
Oh, so
probably
just calling it that.
Yeah.
You made up the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it. So if anybody else does it, then I guess I can't say I make it up.
So you're at bars sometimes, and you might walk up to somebody and say, "You whip it right out."
Not a random.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
that's me. I just walk right up to somebody and whip it right out.
I know you do.
But people get very
like in my
excited when
red
you
page.
offer them bacon. When
Really?
especially when it's unexpected bacon. Yeah.
I gotta remember that.
I gotta admit, I think it just moved a little because that sounds pretty damn exciting.
That's
I
an
gotta tell you,
icebreaker.
I like that.
Yes.
With somebody, hey, want some bacon out of my purse?
I got some purse bacon over
I think
here.
pocket bacon has a different feel to
Pocket
it.
bacon? That can be pretty good too.
Want some pocket bacon? It's in my pants. Wow, that's unbelievable.
How about some pants meat? No.
Wow.
All right. Purse meat.
I don't like purse meat either.
No,
it's got to be bacon.
All right,
Now, you
hold on.
cook this the night before, though, before you go out.
Of course. Or if I go to a restaurant, I order extra bacon. Yeah. Wow. Just take the rest with me. Just to nibble on.
I gotta tell you,
nibble on the rest of the day.
We just started a trend. I think we just started a trend. Is this popular? Is this common? And I just like.
Does anybody else carry bacon in their purse besides me? I gotta know.
Have I been
you
living
been doing
under
this for
a rock
years?
for this one?
Just for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is your jam.
If I have extra bacon, I don't leave it behind.
This is it. I know where I'm stopping in the morning.
No.
I'm not going to say anything. It's impressive. If it works. I'm not saying if I bumped into you and I didn't know you and you said to me, "Hey, you want some purse bacon?" I would turn away.
It's like wondering why all these damn dogs are following me.
No wonder dogs love you.
Try my meat.
Awesome. All right, we're going to come back with some fun facts about bacon.
No. We actually had some really cool fun facts about the original Woodstock. Jimmy had mentioned a little bit about it.
Okay.
That launched 1969, August 15th. So I have some cool facts.
All right, it is the Penthouse on a bacon day, which Franny just broke the ice. I've never heard anybody come up to me and say, "You want some bacon in my purse?" But again, always willing to learn new things. We'll be back. Peace.
Think we're just in your car? Think again. Anytime, anywhere. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio.
Get ready to win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
95 is looking good, accident-free, 15-minute ride southern to PGA. If you're driving in the downtown West Palm Beach area, keep in mind Clematis Street remains shut down between Dixie Highway and Olive Avenue. It'll be that way through September. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
We'll have the story of President Theodore Roosevelt, plus the story of the two men who ended red traffic light camera violations. Be sure to listen to this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And it's a beautiful day here at the Weekend Getaway. Oh no, looks like a loose stair on the porch. And he is out.
Add another one to the IL.
Not how they wanted the season to start. At Morgan & Morgan, we know injuries can come out of left field. As America's largest injury law firm, we've recovered over $15 billion for our clients. If you've been injured in an accident, call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Pays the Greek. There's only one thing hotter than the weather outside. That is the ladies at Monroe's. 7 days a week, open at 5 a.m. Make sure you stop by Monroe's. They make any good night a great night. 5-star menu, DJs in the house, and the beautiful ladies. And this Saturday night, 19th of August, $500 cash prize. Barbie, that's right. Stop in for the best Barbie and Ken outfits. $500 on the line. And Monroe's beautiful ladies. Peace.
We're Storm Smart. Here in Florida, that's a name people trust. And while storms may come and go, one thing's for sure. Storm Smart's here to stay. Smart is protecting our community today and tomorrow. Storm Smart.
If your home or business just isn't giving you the joy it once did, it's time for a refresh. Contact your local CertaPro painters and put the power of pro to work for you. That's CertaPro's power of doing the job right, on time and on budget. The power of proven experts with the skills to refresh, rejuvenate, and reinvigorate your home or business. Get your project started today at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, "I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye neti pot, hello Navage." End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with CBS 12 News. Still hot this afternoon with temperatures in the low to mid-90s, but additional humidity will make it feel like the triple digits. An isolated shower thunderstorm is possible along the sea breeze as it works its way inland this afternoon. Then partly cloudy, warm and muggy tonight with temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s Wednesday morning.
This report is sponsored by Reese Windows and Doors.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
The money's good and the bids are high. Speedy, fast, the check is on Bank of America, and it's real. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you bbeen in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Did you guys enjoy our group text yesterday?
Yes.
It's exactly how I wanted it to happen.
Till y'all start getting nasty.
What was nasty?
Just it was nasty.
Lex, in a group text, accidentally sent a picture of he and La Loba.
Which I was sending to my sister. I thought,
And you wrote, sorry, wrong group, as you wrote underneath that.
Yeah.
So Sarah sent a picture immediately with her and her bird with sorry, wrong group. So then I said, Sherry, come in here and make a stupid face. We got to do this. So we sent a picture of the group. Sorry, wrong group. Then D chimes in with he and Sassy C making weird faces. Sorry, wrong group.
Oh, I was laughing so hard. I love us.
Why are you sending your sister a picture of you and Laloba?
She wanted to see a picture of us.
Had you ever seen her before?
Yeah, she's seen her. I mean, seen her on Facebook and stuff, but
she wanted to prove that she was real.
Yes, she just doesn't still think Flex could pull a chick.
What's up with that? Yeah, whatever.
Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Little Eagles. Good rejoinder, Jimmy. You're an ace. It is the Penthouse on a hot Friday. It is so hot. Alligators are wearing bikinis. It is hot. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good afternoon.
And we couldn't do it without her every day. She is the staple. She's the backbone. She's a star. She's our hero. Hello, Franny.
Hi. That was thick. What's going on? Happy Tuesday.
Maybe I should have stopped at the second one.
Thick like bacon. In Franny's purse.
I do like the thick cut.
Yeah. I'll be going out tonight. I'll be asking people, you got any bacon in your purse? It's time for some fun facts about what?
Fun facts. Well.
Orgies?
Nope. Woodstock. Well, there probably was orgies there. Yeah. August 15th through the 18th, 1969, an estimated 400,000 spectators attended Woodstock Music Festival. And originally, the first place they wanted to have it at was banned, and they say because of toilets, or like at least that's what they told them. So 20-something-year-olds, I mean, these people were kids who put this together. Artie Kornfeld, Michael Lang, Joel Rosenman, and John Roberts were the four men who put together Woodstock. They started the company Woodstock Ventures. A couple of them were music industry, worked in the music industry, and then Rosenman and Roberts were venture capitalists who provided the financial backing, because you need some financial backing, right?
It's amazing what they pulled off.
Uh-huh.
And all the groups they had.
So it had obviously Woodstock at the time had long been known as an artist retreat about 2 hours north of New York City. And that's why it came about, their music venture. But the original site for the festival was intended to be in Howard Mills Industrial Park. Do you know where that is?
No.
Walkill, that's near Middletown, New York. So after negotiations with the landowners, the floor believed they had, right, we got it, we found a solution, this is, we're doing it. But then Walkill residents shot the idea down. First of all, they were worried about all the visitors coming, the influx of visitors. All the visitors who were going to be under the influence of alcohol and drugs. And they said, they were like, this is going to be problematic. And then by insisting the concert's portable toilets weren't up to code, they refused to grant them permits. And then that's when they eventually banned Woodstock from taking place. They are just a month before it was scheduled on August 15th.
They found another one right away.
Yes, they say it was saved by a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. It said the promoters turned to Bethel, New York. And it's just a bunch of residents and dairy farmers. And this guy named Max Yaskor, I'm probably messing up his name, owned a 600-acre dairy farm.
Wow.
Right? At first, they weren't like super enthusiastic about hosting a concert that would attract that many people. And I'm talking about Bethel in general. But the farmer, well, he didn't share their apprehensions. He was middle-aged, blue-collar, and as far as a hippie as he could be. But he respected the desire of concert goers to share this whole communal experience, allowing them to use his property for a fee of $50,000. They said he even came out to one point to address the crowd, congratulating them on the assembly. They said it was said he received as loud as an ovation as Jimi Hendrix did.
Wow.
I'm sure people, they're like, this is a guy who's letting us party on his land. Yep.
No, he's getting paid. I mean, it's not like he did it for free. $50,000 is a lot.
Yeah.
Especially back then, too.
Yeah, to put
yourself into the time frame, too.
Yeah.
Yep. They say on here that initially was not meant to be a free concert. Mounting Woodstock was not intended to be what they thought it was. Those 4 guys who started it, they paid for the talent, right? Production cost, the site, $50,000, other expenses in the hope of profiting from ticket sales, and one-day admissions, $7. Attending all 3, which stretched into early Monday morning, due to rain and technical delays, was $18. Still a hell of a deal.
$20.
But they said as people begin to show up to Bethel days before the scheduled start, the infrastructure was still incomplete. So people were just getting in for free, right? Fences still needed to be erected and ticket booths set up. There was no practical way of turning away the crowds that just showed up for free.
I wonder if they lost money. I'm assuming, I don't know, 400,000? You figured maybe...
Because they did sell 100,000 tickets pre-sold, right? But we're talking 400,000 people showed up. 300,000 were never charged admission fee. So the total number of attendees would have likely been more if not for traffic backups. Some people said they walked miles to get to the site. And I've heard even some people saying at the Garth concert not that long ago, that was in a weird area. It was like a new stadium. And people were getting so fed up, they were driving over there, and they said it was so long that the concert was almost halfway over because the situation of parking and getting in there, I have to remember what town it was in, was such a terrible setup that I would have been pissed. Do you pay for the concert?
Just like the traffic jam to be able to get in.
Just to get into the venue.
It was a very difficult place to
just to get into the venue. That they said it was almost like halfway through the show, and people just started turning around. They're like, what's the point now?
Yeah, they said that years ago, the Patriots, where they used to play in Foxborough, they only had one road in and out.
Okay.
And now they got a new stadium at Gillette, but they said it was hours you would go in.
Yeah.
Like when you would, not so much going because different times, but when you leave, they said people sat for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, of course, the leaving is always the worst part, right? Everybody's in at the same time.
Yep.
Pocono Raceway for our NASCAR fans is very, very similar.
Is
There's
it?
only one road that goes in
That
and out of it.
sucks.
And it's a pain in the ass.
Yep. So they said, after the expenses, the partners ran into a deficit. 2 of them, though, Kornfeld and Lang, sold their share in Woodstock Ventures, so the company they had formed to put on the concert. Roberts and Rosenman eventually saw a modest profit after other income sources. They said like the 1970 concert film Woodstock and stuff like that.
They
So
had an album.
after the fact.
Yeah, they had an album too, Woodstock. I remember a lot. My brother had it, I remember. Stuff like that. But yeah, they, like you said, 50,000 just for the venue, and they had so many groups there.
Yep. They said Jimi Hendrix got paid. How much do you think he got paid to perform back then?
15,000?
Yeah, right around there, 20. 15,
All right,
20.
you guys are right in the middle, right? $18,000.
Oh, okay.
I'll only give him 2 more to make it even.
Make it an even 20.
Here you go, Jimmy. I'll give you 20.
Imagine what that would be now. Be 20 million.
It's like
If he was alive,
the 18 grand. They said, but they're doing 2019 in dollars. It would roughly have been $125,000. Creedence Clearwater, they were the first act booked for Woodstock.
Okay.
They got $10,000. The Who only $6,200. Joe Cocker made $1,375.
Wow, $1,300.
Sha Na got $750. Right? And I don't know who Quill is, but Quill was the most economic booking at $375. Do you know who Quill is?
That's why they didn't get so much because you don't know who they are.
How much did Sha Na I get? 700?
Sha Na, $750.
And there was a lot of those guys in that group.
Sha Na,
Yeah, really. Imagine splitting that up, huh?
$3,250. What are your drops?
They said a lot of these acts had to be helicoptered in because of the traffic leading to the event was so awful. They said that Sweetwater, which was due to the open festival, didn't make their scheduled start. The band was airlifted to the grounds by helicopter so they could go on a second. Even the one that they did that was a complete mess that they did in 1999, a lot of them had to be airlifted out because the crowds were so crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep. They said that they actually, in spite of what you see in the craziness, it was very peaceful. They said that the crowd, compared to 99, watch that documentary, they said they were very well behaved.
That's good.
The original Woodstock. They kind of over-anticipated misbehavior of attendees, and virtually no reports of violence ever came from the festival.
That's great.
I'm telling you, go do that documentary of
That's
that one in
bad,
99.
right?
horrible. They lit the place on fire.
And there was a lot of assaults and different things.
Yes.
It was bad.
Rape, assault. Yeah, bad.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Even the ice had acid in it, according to these fun facts.
Oh, nice.
They said Woodstock was a well-earned reputation for being a trip in more than one way, right? During use, drug use was pervasive, and and they said inescapable. 2009, The Who John, and I'm going to mess up his name, Entwistle from The Who, told Billboard that he decided to drink a bourbon and Coke and realized that someone had spiked the ice with acid. So the use of psychedelic drugs was estimated to have resulted in 25 freakouts every hour. The first night of the festival.
They're probably freaking out. How am I going to get out of here?
Emergency medical staff and members of the commune known as the Hog Farm sat with attendees until the drug wore off. So they had people who were experts at psychedelics sit with them and just be like, it's going to pass. It's going to, because have you ever heard that people who do like those trips, those psychedelic trips, especially the, ashwagandha with those tea, but they have like a shaman or something that's there with you throughout your trip to get you through your trip in a very peaceful manner.
All right, so like in the 10 minutes, you're going to see pink elephants. And then after that,
well, you don't know what you're going to see.
Well,
they can't tell you
knows.
specifically.
You know, you're going to see Vegas.
Ashwa, is that what how do I say that? Am I thinking the right
Sounded
thing?
right.
I don't know. Where's Aaron Rodgers when you need him?
Yeah.
And
probably in Flushing today. It's at Jet Camp.
Florham Park.
Florham Park. That's right. Not Flushing. Thank you, Jimmy.
And then finally here, the original Woodstock site is now on the National Registry of Historic Places. Cementing its status as a historic site, the concert area was added to the National Registry of Historic Places back in 2017.
I wonder if that guy's family still owns it. 600 acres.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
It's still a farm. What are they growing there now?
Yeah. I mean, because that's a lot of acres.
They said, well, no, I mean, they do. So the farm is now known as Bethelwood Center for the Arts. So probably sold it. Contains a campus, museum, 15,000-seat amphitheater.
Oh, wow.
They said the site did host, they said, 50th anniversary events, including performances by Ringo Starr and original Woodstock acts Arlo Guthrie and Carlos Santana.
Ah, there you go.
Yep. So there you go for your fun facts.
That's a good place to put an amphitheater out there. I'm sure it was a lot of history there every time people go out there to perform. I wonder if they figured out how to get them in and out of there, though. Maybe they put some roads down by now. It is the Penthouse on docket. Always you can ask us whatever you want. Jimmy and Franny will always tell you the truth. I will make up something that sounds good. I love it every time.
That's true. We got something about I've got purse banana things, and we have purse bacon, not purse bananas.
Wow, what's on your mind?
There's things about bananas in here, too. I was trying to read too many things at once. On our text line, 47142. Also, you said the telephone, the first time somebody answered, it was Aloha, and then they changed it.
Yeah.
Somebody texted at 47142, and they were like, I heard the story that it was Ahoy. And I remember Ahoy as well.
I do remember Ahoy.
Ahoy, right?
Yeah.
Did I say it wrong?
I think you said Aloha.
It is Ahoy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did I say Aloha?
You said Aloha.
All right, my fault.
Okay, all right.
Because I said it sounds like Hawaii.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, we should bring it back. And so somebody said, I heard they wanted to say, or said Ahoy instead of hello.
Ahoy, yeah.
I like Aloha. I'm going to use that this afternoon.
Said Greek buys his bananas at a gas station because he ain't going to get fooled with no banana in his tailpipe. I guess that's what that says there. We also have, Franny, I don't carry purse bacon, but I do carry a bacon-flavored condom in my wallet.
That's nice.
All right.
Good to know.
What are condoms?
Call me later.
What are condoms?
We have purse bacon. Franny, if you don't know of anyone else that does it, then you made it up. It works for Greek, but it's true. By the way, Dunkin' Donuts does sell a side of bacon, and it's packaged like a small side of fries. Yes, I do know that. I've ordered that.
Really?
Thank you, Sarah B. Yeah.
I've never known that.
Yeah, they do. Yep, they do a side of bacon.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Interesting.
Well, I guess they put bacon.
It's good.
They probably put bacon on their sandwiches.
Yeah, but you can do just a side order of bacon.
I'm going to go in there
and it
tomorrow
comes like it would come in like a small order of fries, not the cardboard one, but like the wax paper kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. We have Gas Station Banana. Sounds like the opening band for Gas Station Sushi, followed by Gas Station Side Piece. Come to think of it, if you ate either one of those, you would end up with a rash that won't go away. All right, thanks, you.
Tell me about it.
You is very spicy. He always comes in with some crazy
It is
stuff.
spicy. Greek needs to try bacon with honey glaze and cayenne pepper. Delicious. It is good. I don't know if you would dig the spice, though, with the cayenne, but it is good. I agree. You know who does a good one is that. Have you ever been to First Watch, the breakfast place?
Yes.
No.
One in Palm Beach Lakes and whatever. They have a Millionaire's bacon.
Yeah.
That is sweetened with, it might be brown sugar or maple syrup.
Sounds expensive.
It's called Millionaire's. Yes, it's $1 million.
But the syrup makes sense.
This is at the Okeechobee Music Festival, which, by the way, I've heard that they are not bringing back for the next couple years. The promoters or whoever put the concert together I don't know if it's ever going to come back.
Really?
But they have said, yep.
Oh.
I did read that. But according to this text, they said it is in a farmland, which I've heard, on a two-lane road. They said the traffic is miles long.
I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. And then JJ texts in. He said there were 2 official deaths at the first Woodstock, but the number of attendees did not change because there were also 2 births. Said you're welcome, JJ. All right.
Add 2, subtract 2.
Little fun fact there. And then finally, Brett from Melbourne listening on the iHeart Radio app. Hangover food. Eggs over medium, hashed with onion, white toast with a waffle or pancake. Says my fiance has to have French fries, preferably McDonald's. And then teacher, I'd want Greek for grammar. I know I would get an A. If not the
Not really.
If not the Greek, Marissa Tomei. She is on my longtime hot list. And tell Greek, ask Teddy what he thinks of Duke opening against Clemson as a double-digit underdog. Duke should be very good. BTW, go Canes. Money is on the dresser. There you go.
It's a lot to remember.
Don't forget for Saturday to ask Teddy.
Duke over Clemson. All right. You could also remind us during the week.
Yes, or call in on Saturday.
Call in this Saturday. Teddy is supposed to be calling 12:35. He was on vacation, and he is back in the house on this Saturday, excuse me. We did get that confirmed. Who do you think, this is a survey, says I love you first in a new relationship, man or woman? Who would you think?
I know the answer.
All right, then make like you didn't.
You sent me the answer already. I already know it.
Yeah, just say like you're smart. Go ahead. Why do you have to take it away? Go ahead. What do you think, Franny?
I don't want. I like honesty around here. I don't want to lie. I don't want to fool.
I think the dog does.
Dog definitely does.
It is the man.
Yes, it is.
And a weird amount of days, too. The man, they broke it down and says it on an average is the 69th day of a relationship.
You just made that up. The 69th day.
And the woman
Where did you find this study?
New York Post. And the woman does it on the 77th day. Look at, I'm not kidding.
Okay.
Who counts?
I know.
That's what I want to know.
Me too.
How many people count to know how many days in?
69th day.
Say?
I thought it was ironic because of that number. You know what I mean?
That's why I thought you were full of it.
No.
That's still not what irony means.
It's very apropos.
Okay, let's see if I can find
never
it.
Gets old.
Let's see if I can find this.
I'm trying to think, like, in a relationship, who says I love you? Wouldn't you say I love you after they tell you love them?
It's not always. No.
Well, somebody has to say it first. And there's some weird, spontaneous.
And if you don't love them back,
happens.
don't tell them you love them back. Just say thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're so rude.
Ouch.
Until you fall in love.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it when they're in the act of love because it helps.
Yeah. Well, that's
it helps.
Usually, I think. Well, at least that's why when I saw it,
the price,
the men. Yeah. It's like, of course, the men say it first because they're trying to get laid. Duh.
I'm telling you, if you look it up, you'll see it. You'll be shocked that I even retained it. 77 days for the women, 69 for the men.
So men considered, and you're right, confessing love 69 days, while women didn't think about it until 77. But they actually didn't say I love you until 107 days for men and 122 days for women.
So the men are still first, no matter what.
Yes. But, right, who's counting?
I mean, the numbers were wrong?
But the numbers, okay, so 69 is when they thought it. Right? They considered confessing. Men did. Okay. And the 77, he was right with that number. They considered confessing. Women did. But they actually did not say it. They did not say it until.
It's amazing I haven't picked up on that, to be honest with you.
Well, of course you remember that number.
It's your topic. It's amazing I even read that much of it.
I know. This is your story.
It's amazing I haven't retained any of that. Now, say you're seeing somebody for a month. Okay. This was a debate the other day. Is it a month? Like you're talking to them or seeing them, but say you only see them like 2 or 3 times in a month. Is that considered a month you're seeing somebody? Or maybe 3 times?
What?
Like say you start talking.
So if you only go on 3 dates, but it's been in the span of a month, do you say that you've been dating them for a month?
Basically.
Yeah, because you don't be like, oh, I've been dating them for 3 days. I mean, if you're only seeing them, but if you're still having a romantic relationship on the phone or text or whatever it is,
you can have romance on the phone.
Of course, people have long distance relationships all the time.
Oh, I know, but they're not banging over the phone.
But it's a relationship. You can be seeing somebody. Not, you know what I mean. You can be dating somebody.
All right, so you would count it then if you were saying.
If you were in touch with them on a regular basis.
Okay, all right, just
in a romantic way. It doesn't have to be physical, but sometimes with life happens. I mean, but yeah, I guess if 3 or 4 dates, but you're still talking to them on the phone, you could be like, yeah, we've been dating for a month.
All right, what do you think, Jim?
Yeah.
All right. It was just a debate people brought up there. I didn't think so.
What do you think? No?
No.
So how long would you consider it dating?
a week. If I only see you 2 times in a month, we're really not dating. I mean, we're banging around. I'm making you feel good. You're getting your bills paid. I mean, is anything else really happening?
Such a savior when it comes to dating and women.
You're single, man. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's a show.
I just don't get it.
It's a show. I mean, if a month goes by and you see somebody, and I do believe that, if you see somebody 2 times in a month.
But it's a show. But I mean, but it's a show.
I know, I'm so confused.
But it's a show.
My head's spinning.
If you see somebody twice in a month, could you really say you're seeing them? I don't know. It's curious.
Well, I was under the impression that was already established. That you're seeing each other.
That you are dating. You just have only been on out together twice.
Your preface to it was that you're dating and you're seeing each other, so that would be dating for a month. That's the only reason why I go by it.
I'm curious. It was brought up to me the other night by some girl, and she said, we dated for like a month. I go, not really. We went out twice. She goes, but Greek, it was like over a month. I said, I don't think so. I didn't look at it like that. To me, I mean, if I was dating you, I'm seeing you 2 or 3 times a week. You know what I mean? We're playing Monopoly, stuff like that. I don't know. See you twice in a month. That's it's really not a lot. And we also lived close, so it's not like we lived far away. You know what I mean? So to me, I just didn't look at it like we were seeing each other.
Okay.
I just looked that we saw each other a couple times.
To each his own.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I have a very sad situation that's going on in this text line, and I don't know why they would ask Greek. They should ask Jimmy and me about this. I would tell you what I would do. It is a lot of money, and that sucks because vets are a lot of money. But it says I have an early. What would Greek do? I found our outdoor cat laying a bit lethargic. Oh, outdoor cat. It says in years. I don't know. I think that's a mess up, but a bit lethargic. Took to the vet, the ER. Turns out that he has a bladder blockage. Okay. And to treat it, God, it's so much money, and it's heartbreaking how much money they charge at vets. $5,200. Says, what would Greek do? What would you do, Greek?
If you have the money, help the cat.
All right.
It's good karma. It'll come back to you.
I mean, it shouldn't be about karma.
Why
it's
not?
Your pet.
Is it his pet?
It says our outdoor cat.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that they just found the cat.
No, found our outdoor cat.
Oh, then I would definitely do it. Yeah, if it's your cat, you got to do it. I mean, that's it. There's no choice. I thought when you were speaking, I was thinking something else, that they just found a cat walking by their house.
Yeah, and I know $5,200. That's a lot. It is. Oh my God. Sometimes you can ask the vet, like, if you can pay it off. I know that. I know that even care credit you can use with the vet too. It's not just.
If it's your cat,
when you get into something like that, I would imagine that there were when I had to deal with it when Buzz got cancer.
Yeah.
So it was because again it was something like along those lines. So we had to do some sort of financing.
Mm-hmm.
I would do it if it was my cat.
Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do, and maybe it just if it's not like in dire need, maybe you can get a second opinion too. You never know. Yeah, because sometimes those emergency vets do charge you a lot more.
Really? They're not honest? That's terrible. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Tuesday. How long would you say you were dating somebody if you saw them twice in a month? Is it a month or is it 2 times? Favorite hangover foods, and the other one, who would you want to be your teacher in anything in life? All that and a trifecta when we come back on the other side of your sister's ass. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
A man was detained by sheriff's officials and cited after he jumped into an elephant exhibit at the Milwaukee County Zoo, they said.
Do you think the elephants looked at each other and they're like, so are we going to talk about the person in the room?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Get ready to win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Boca to Jupiter, we're accident-free on 95 right now. Looking good. Not seeing any big tie-ups in the Gardens and Jupiter area. And just in the Boca Del Rey area, it gets busier. But again, no big tie-ups for you. Turnpike is a similar story. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by The Mark Moss Show.
U.S. credit card debt just surpassed $1 trillion, and the banks are in the news again, and it's not for a good reason.
I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to The Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's the Greek. This week's supposed to be the hottest week in South Florida. Do you think your AC is ready for another round of record-breaking heat? You better hope so, because 95 outside, no AC inside is like 140. Have Filter by HVAC Solutions on speed dial. That's my recommendation this week. Usually I give you games in the NFL. Now I'm telling you, have Filter by HVAC Solutions on speed dial. 855-4FL-HVAC. That's 855-4FL-HVAC. Have them on speed dial. Also, 24-hour emergency service at your fingertips. Hit their website, filterbyhvacsolutions.com. Read reviews by customers who were happy. August will bring record heat and you want to be cool. Call Filter by HVAC Solutions today. 855-4FL-HVAC. With Filter by HVAC Solutions, keeping you cool is a breeze. Peace.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Dr. Cody All at West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 561-459-3228. 561-459-3228. That's 561-459-3228.
Every business deserves a great deal. That's why, for a limited time, we're launching the Mobile Made Free event. With Comcast Business Internet, new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free. Yep, you heard that right. An entire year, free. It's our best internet, powered by the next generation 10G network and with 99.9% reliability, plus 1 line of free mobile for a year. The Mobile Made Free event is happening now.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, for a limited time only, ask how new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free during the Mobile Made Free event. Call or go online today to learn more. Ends 9/21/2023. EcoBill and autopay required. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Mobile offer requires 100 megabits per second internet and new unlimited intro mobile service. Other restrictions apply.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Go with your gut. Go with Dynamite. 70% of your dog's immune system is based in the gut. So for overall health, good nutrition is vital. But how can you be sure your dog is getting the nutrition they need? A diet lacking proper nutrients can present issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite is the delicious nutritional supplement created to boost your dog's overall health. And the reviews are incredible.
Poor Sam. He was a mess, always itching. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started to see improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Right now, try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with CBS 12 News. Still hot this afternoon with temperatures in the low to mid-90s, but additional humidity will make it feel like the triple digits. An isolated shower thunderstorm is possible along the sea breeze as it works its way inland this afternoon. Then partly cloudy, warm and muggy tonight with temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s Wednesday morning.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
Here in Florida, we have an FPL team of thousands ready for storm season. So as the storm approaches, just know our job isn't finished until everyone's lights are back on. Get ready at fpl.com/storm.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tony Evans, and I'm excited to have you join me on this new podcast, Heroes in the Bible.
Come to me, boy. You and your God will crumble beneath my feet.
He beckoned the giant and said,
I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts.
Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a woohoo Tuesday, baby. I hope you guys are having a good day. We'll get you through the week, put a smile on your face. It's hot as you know what, so we're going to try to keep you cool. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on? Happy Tuesday.
Francis. And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
Yankees are not playing good. They were going the wrong direction. Rumors are that the manager might get fired. They lost again last night. They're in last place. Cannot remember when the Yanks were in last place. Marlins are doing well. They had a bad start when they got a second half, but all of a sudden they won 5 out of 6. Won again last night to Houston. And if the playoffs started today, the Marlins would be the last wild card team. They host Houston today again. And the Jets got their man. Aaron Rodgers took a pay cut, and he said one of the things he wanted the Jets to do was go after free agents. Cook signed with the Jets, 1 year, $8.6 million, and Elliott ended up leaving Dallas. Well, Dallas cut him, and he's in New England. He'll be wearing number 15, and he got a haircut. Got real short haircut. He's ready for New England and that division. We'll see how he does up there. Patriots do like to run the rock a lot and play good defense, so it might be a perfect mix for him. And college football released their first top 20 yesterday, and no surprise, Georgia, roof. Bulldogs are number 1. Michigan is number 2. Ohio State is 3. And Alabama is 4. Roll Tide. An unusual spot for the Tide. If they're not 1, you always think they're at least 2, never 4, but that's where they are this year. And that is your lunchtime trifecta.
Want to take a phone call?
Sure, Jimmy.
We got our buddy Patrick Mahomes, or otherwise known as Jorge, checking in with us. Hey, Jorge, what's going on, bub?
And not too much. Happy Tuesday to everyone.
You too, Jorge.
Hi, Jorge.
Yeah. Hey, glad that Ezekiel Elliott signed with the Patriots.
I thought of you when I heard that last night. I said, I wonder if he's going to be happy with that or not. He'll add something to the running game.
Oh, yeah, he's a plus for sure. I'm just surprised they got off their wallet, as tight as they are.
They are tight. Too bad they didn't get Hopkins.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens,
Yeah.
Yeah, Franny, you're talking about purse bacon, huh?
Yeah, Jorge, it's a very popular subject. So what's going on?
Oh, yeah, no, I was just wondering if you ever had Key West calamari.
Oh, boy.
I don't even know where to go with that.
Say no if you never had it.
I don't think so. Jimmy, have you had Key West calamari?
I have now. What is that, Jorge?
Well, I've never tried it, but I've heard it's deep fried foreskins.
Oh boy. Can't say I have, Jorge. No, that's nothing I've ever had.
Well, when you cook some up, you make sure to give me a call.
Wait, did we hear that? Did we hear that Sandra Bullock injects herself with foreskin? Did we talk about this?
Yes, yeah, for her face to keep her young.
For her face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I know.
Watch it. She better watch it. She might go cockeyed on us.
Oh boy.
From that, what, did somebody hit her in the head too? How does that happen?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, Greg.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, spending $5,200 on a cat.
Well, if it's your cat, you love your pet. There's nothing better than having a pet when you come home to. It's unconditional love. That's what makes the world go round.
Anybody buying it?
Jimmy, really? Let me finish the last sentence.
Oh, there's more? Continue on.
Yeah, there's more crap.
Yeah.
If I had a pet and it was dying, I would spend the money. If it was my pet.
Oh, yeah.
I had a horse one time.
Oh, yeah.
I got it the best hay I could get. I didn't care. Told the guy, give him the best hay you got and best carrots.
You're the man.
Oh, yeah.
I had a goldfish once. I had a hard time swimming. I changed this water, put new water in, and put a little nice background. He was fine.
See, that's how it goes.
Just like that. I mean, if it's your pet,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like a part of your family. I mean, you're going to let your family down if they're out on the street? Say you're somebody in your family went to a doctor and they said, we need $8,000 for an operation. What do you say? No? Of course you.
See ya.
See ya. Jorge says see ya. You know
I'll
what?
tell you what.
$5,200 for a cat or a dog. In my life, what I've spent on females,
The other kitty. Yeah.
and
the
they
other
never
kitty,
loved
yeah.
me. So you know what? I'll go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Cats are good.
Yeah. Cats, dogs, goldfish, whatever. I had a zebra as a kid. Didn't last long, but it was a very nice piece.
Oh yeah. I bet. I bet.
Franny just shakes her head.
I don't. I'm cocking my head to the side like a dog does when they're confused.
Yeah.
You have bacon in your purse.
I feel like Sandra Bullock. I'm getting cockeyed over here.
Watch that. That could be a new trend. Or hey, you're a star, baby. We love your calls.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of the day, there, buddy.
You too, Jorge. Keep in touch, baby.
Take care, Jorge. Well, we can segue right into this. Things that are unpopular that people like. So here's a list. I've got a whole bunch. And whether some things that you like that are kind of unpopular or even vice versa, right? So to give you an example, somebody wrote in and wrote that enjoying cereal with ice in it.
Yeah, that's
not exactly something that's very popular, but they like
All
it,
right.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Never done it.
so there you go. How about getting your
What?
butthole waxed? One person thinks that it's incredibly awesome.
Okay.
Another one says birth control. No, we'll stay away from the politics.
Alrighty.
This one, okay, here's something that is popular, but they don't like it, which is Beyonce.
Yeah, I thought we mentioned that earlier. I was like, not everybody's a fan.
Right?
I dig her.
Some of these, and that's the thing, like some of these are just, what you would consider like, what you like for music or, things like that. I mean, some people don't like, another person wrote the Red Hot Chili Peppers are garbage.
What?
But
How dare
some
you?
people just don't like it. That's more,
Opinion.
Yeah. And I guess all of this is, but someone said, let's see.
You could get that with a restaurant. You
Okay.
like.
Only-
Somebody could be like, I hate that place.
Only attracted to people way older than themselves.
I don't know if that's unattractive.
Right,
I mean, I don't know if that's not popular. It works for you.
Unpopular opinions. What are some unpopular opinions you have? This person says that I say T-Mobile instead of T-Mobile.
I mean, is that an opinion?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an opinion. Like, there's a certain way you're supposed to say it.
Things that are unpopular, but apparently they like to do it that way. Anything with zodiac signs are BS, according to this person. That's their unpopular
See, I think that's
opinion.
a popular opinion. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion.
I don't like peanut butter, but I like peanuts.
Huh.
It's kind of a
All right.
difference, right?
Okay.
Nuts are delicious. Brownies are delicious. They don't go together. That's an unpopular opinion to something that I think most people would enjoy if they like that, for brownies.
Either way.
I really like McDonald's French fries that are from the refrigerator cold.
Ooh.
That's a little different, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is different.
See, to me, these are like a lot of these aren't like really opinions, right?
It's just your individual
It's your
taste.
taste.
Yep, taste, yeah. I don't believe in secret keeping. There's something that's a little bit more of something that you enjoy. Milk is the best drink. Mexican food is spicier than Vietnamese food.
Well, it just depends.
Yeah, right.
It depends on how you order it.
Yeah, these are things that might be popular that some people don't like, or vice versa. Unpopular opinions. I know, like when I talk about tipping, I know that that's not a very popular thing. I'm not big on tipping. Going to pick up a pizza or something like that. I don't believe that that's a time to tip.
I don't think there's any. But
that's not a very popular opinion. People think that you should.
Yeah, I think people say it, but deep down they don't think it. You know what I mean? I don't think what you're saying is rare. You're walking and you're picking a pizza and you're leaving. I mean, I think a lot of times when people say stuff, it's usually not the truth. They're saying what they think a lot of times people want to hear. But I think what your thought of
there's plenty of that out there for sure. Yeah.
I think your thought process is right. You walk in, you get a pizza. You go, how much is it? $15.95. You pay it. You give them a 20. They give you 4 or 5 back, and you walk out. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's unpopular. I mean, it's just, like yesterday I was in Boca in Meisner Park, and I got an ice cream cone, right? And comes up with the tip. That never happened before.
Right.
I mean, it could be 10% is $1 or whatever the hell it was. But the girl's looking at me, was a young girl, and, I gave her whatever it was, and I said, here, but it was something I wouldn't have done before if it didn't show up. You know what I mean? If the cone was $8, it was 10, I would have taken the $2. If they have a tip drawer, I'll put it in. But now it shows it to you. So you figure, let me put 10% or 20%, whatever it is. But I don't think, getting a pizza, I mean, I think a lot of people felt that way with a lot of different things. But I think now tipping is so big, and they feel like, if you don't do it, then you're a scumbag.
Right.
I think you're going to start seeing people at Publix, like with a tip drawer at the register.
How about you, Franny? Is there something that you like that a lot of people don't like, or vice versa, something that you don't like that's very popular amongst people?
I don't know. Like, I've heard some people say, like, how, like, going to music, like, festivals and concerts are kind of a waste of money when you can just watch it at home. I've heard that, too, with, like, sporting events. And to me, my opinion is going there live is way better.
So everybody's different.
Yeah.
I like swimming in the rain.
I've heard a lot of people say, like, Friends isn't a good TV show, and I beg to differ.
Oh, my God, yeah. Friends cracks me up.
But a lot of people don't get it. They don't get the hype.
I've told you the one that I see on Instagram where they show Brad Pitt guest starring, and he comes in, and Phoebe's there, and she meets him. It's just so funny. And she's like, hi. And then she turns away, and she's like, oh, my God.
Unpopular opinions when it comes with cell phones. You have people say Apple are better than iPhones. You have some people that are Androids. Some people are like, Androids are better than iPhones. Yeah. And I think people would look at that, the Androids being better than Apple iPhones, is an unpopular opinion.
Here's one that, and I know he's not ashamed to, and I don't think he'll mind if I say it, but our old host here, Johnny C's, doesn't think the Godfather is a very good movie, right?
Yeah.
There's one that we talked about before. It's a very popular opinion that people like that movie.
Oh, one of all-time favorites.
It's one that he doesn't care for, right?
Yeah, he said
that's one of those. It's things along those lines, right?
Yeah.
That way. That's why it's not necessarily that it's an unpopular opinion or an unpopular
it's going
take
against
on
the grind.
something. It's maybe you're going against the grain
of
somebody else, whether it's something that you like and they don't, or vice versa. That's
all. Yeah. I mean, that's just really what it is. When you're taking any role.
For me, it's almost anything with food, because again, I have a palate of a child, so most people will like lobster. I'm not a fan of lobster.
Yeah.
Good, you're being a great date.
Things like that,
I think something that would be an unpopular opinion that I actually enjoy doing is when people say working out is enjoyable. There's probably a lot of people who think that is a very unpopular opinion. They're like, no, it sucks.
But you know what I think it is with you is that you work out so much, you're in great shape, and you would think that you love it. Because that's what you just, a lot of times when you hear somebody do something a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I do. I enjoy it. Yeah, but saying that, that's what exactly.
You said it sucks.
No, I enjoy it.
Oh, I thought you said it sucks.
But it's an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me it sucks.
Because other people think it sucks. It's not enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I think anything, like you said, if you want to be different with something, it could be anything. You get a pizza with somebody and you can have a debate what to put on it. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it was 3 of us getting a pizza, watching a game.
A typical one there, right, is pineapple.
Yeah. And one kid wanted
the everlasting debate of whether or not pineapple belongs on pizza. And, it's funny because there's one that would probably at one time would have been considered that's something that I like, but most people don't. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Every time we see one of these surveys or whatever on it, 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's
one kid wanted it, so he asked if he could have only 2 slices with pineapple on it.
Right.
Out of the 8 slices when they ordered it. But he's like, you mind if we get half a pineapple? And they were like, no, pineapple sucks. Who the hell wants pineapple? It's just a lot of different things. I mean, you could have a different opinion of it if it's not popular. I don't know if it's not popular or maybe the people you're around may say it's not, whatever it is. Sometimes steak really raw. Some people are like, man, your steak's not even cooked.
Or overdone. I think that's probably, if you like your steak well done, I think most people, the majority of people would think that that's wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like a stereotype that's out there.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. I think another stereotype.
Guys that drive big pickup trucks have small penises.
That's false.
I wasn't
At
going
least in my experience.
Yeah. I'm not going to say I know, so.
Are you going to say that's false?
No, I didn't. I'm going to say I don't know. I can't deny or tell the truth, Your Honor. Next question.
Well, we know the second half.
I haven't experienced it, but you never know. There is an upcoming NFL season. It's approaching us rapidly as we speak. 877-927-6969. If you have an unpopular opinion, bring it up and tell us what it is. It could be a sports team. I mean, some people, a band, music. It could be anything.
Yeah, music's one where, you got somebody that's really, really, really good and then they're just not a fan of it. And, and that's the other thing, too. You can sit there and just say, well, I'm not, it's hard to tell with something like music, because it's just an opinion. It's just what do you like?
Taste your taste. Yeah. Same thing would happen with food, like these food items we were talking about.
I can say this every day. I smoke a Vegafina. $7. Guys always come up to me. Why don't you smoke a better cigar? Why don't you get?
Because I like this.
Yeah, because you have the reputation of being money bags.
Yeah, but I like it.
Yeah,
that's what I said. I said I like it. They're like, that cigar sucks.
But that's why you get it, and you hang around with people with money. Yeah, and, so. But I'm not surprised by it.
Yeah, but I'm saying I get it every day, and I'm just saying this is what I like. If you know me, I like it, and it's a good cigar, and it's light. I don't like a heavy cigar or a strong cigar. I just don't. And there's many other cigars that are more expensive that people love.
Sure, yeah.
And like a lot of times when you see those things with liquor or cigars or anything, like can you tell the difference? Those are pretty unique because some people can, but most people can't. Like when you give them something different, you take off a label and try could you tell differences like what a vodka fan?
Taste tests.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Not with all of them, but I can with more of the major brands. I probably, if you line up in front of me, I could tell you the difference.
How about you, Jimmy, with beer? Yeah?
With beer, I don't know. I'd be interested. The one that always tastes different to me is Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Versus some of the others.
And see, I'm a Miller. If I'm going to drink a light beer, I typically would do a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
But I can tell the difference with a Coors Light.
Yeah.
And a Miller Lite.
That's the difference. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I just, it's not necessarily that, but it's more, you can taste the difference.
How about tequilas? Could you tell that difference? There was 4 or 5 in front of you?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's pretty impressive.
But of course, the brands I'm familiar with. I don't know every tequila under the sun.
I'm saying the ones that you, that you like and that you drink. A lot of people can't. 877-927-6969. On the table today, always going to ask us whatever you want, but who would you like to teach a class for you? High school or college, or maybe outside? Just to be like, hey, who can teach me something? Also, what is your favorite hangover food? If you have a food that you go to after a rough night of drinking, you wake up and you're like, man, this is what I got to have. Franny said her and her girlfriend, it was soups. You got something in there?
Oh, you. All right, I'll read it. 47142, start off with Real Radio, says, I enjoy masturbating on public buses. The people around me usually don't. I guess that's an unpopular opinion.
Now, who's that from?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was somebody you know.
Lose that one.
Yeah, I get it. So you're going to be my next What the Florida.
Oh, God. That's not a good thing to do. That's not an opinion. That's a bad act.
And then somebody else said, because you're always like, it's a show. They're like, Greek, you told Franny it's just a show while not on the show. They're like, we can't buy into it anymore. Can't. Right. All right.
It's a show.
See, it's forever. It's forever going to be a show.
It's a show. I mean, it's
mic's on, mic's off, cameras on, cameras off. It's always a show.
Whatever. I got to stay in character.
Yeah, see? Yeah, Franny, see?
The Greek character.
I'm pulling this off one day at a time. Unpopular decisions or just opinions, whatever the hell you have. Maybe you like ice cream on steak. That could be a little weird. Somebody be like, ice cream on steak? Ugh. Like apple pie and ice cream. That seems to go together. Ice cream on steak? Not so much. But what's the difference if you have a steak and then right after that you have ice cream? Basically the same thing.
Basically, you might as well just do it.
You're saving a dish.
Yeah. It's a show, people. It's a show.
Sometimes
laughing at me.
No.
Sometimes I get confused. I got to be honest with you. Sometimes, not all the time. Fran, we got some Florida stories come up. What is in the brick oven pizza box?
Yes,
ice cream.
We're doing some coal-fired ice cream pizza.
Nice.
We have a very bad Florida pastor. I mean, he did some terrible things. A dude who got pulled over for going the wrong way, and then got hit with a bunch of other charges. And then why did this woman pour Mountain Dew all over her? I'll let you know when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
When the smart speaker you gave your parents eventually becomes yours, tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Boca to Jupiter, we're accident-free on 95 right now. Looking good. Not seeing any big tie-ups in the Gardens and Jupiter area. And just in the Boca del Rey area, it gets busier. But again, no big tie-ups for you. Turnpike is a similar story. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
I'm Ben Ferguson.
And I'm Ted Cruz. The appointment of a special counsel to supposedly investigate Hunter Biden is illegal and a blatant cover-up, protecting Hunter and Joe Biden and protecting Merrick Garland.
And we explain why. Download Verdict with Ted Cruz wherever you get your podcasts.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of tiny little germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping flush out everything that makes you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Dan, a verified Navage user who writes, I've had trouble with my sinuses for decades. I always thought something like this was a gimmick, but one use and I'm hooked. I should have bought this a long time ago. The results are immediate and incredible, unquote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Have you ever heard of the 5 Ps? That's right, the 5 Ps. These can be applied to most every area of your life, but it's especially true for you and your money. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many years ago when I was a young man in the Marine Corps, I learned about the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Now, you can't control what's happening with the stock market, but you can control how you plan for it. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have been helping our clients with the 5 Ps for years. We have hearts of teachers and will never complicate by using financial jargon. Our fee structure is transparent. The more you make, the more we make. The majority of our clients come from other financial advisors. Isn't it time for a second opinion to allow Trajan Wealth to help you with the 5 Ps too? Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Sky Rizzy, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Sky Rizzy is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Sky Rizzy. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Sky Rizzy, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Sky Rizzy, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizzy.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZY to learn more.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with CBS 12 News. Still hot this afternoon with temperatures in the low to mid-90s, but additional humidity will make it feel like the triple digits. An isolated shower thunderstorm is possible along the sea breeze as it works its way inland this afternoon. Then partly cloudy, warm and muggy tonight with temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s Wednesday morning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
We have What Do Got to Do. You know how it's done. Those of you that listen to the show know what Do Got is, and what it is completely your segment. We have nothing to do with this. This all started with those 3 words getting written down in the middle of the night on a piece of paper by one Terry James and just turned into this.
So, call us right now. Let us know what Do Got. 866-977-3687. It's time for you guys to let us know. And we'll get it going. What do you got there, 636?
I do got 2 pints of blood in the freezer.
For what? Oh, man.
Drinking.
My kind of girl.
Damn right, Sarah.
She has to send her urine, her stool sample.
Get out of here, lady. Yeah. Hey, Dracula, take a walk.
Drinking for drinking. What do you got there, 912?
Got a Viagra stuck in my throat. I got a stiff neck for hours.
Poor guy. Freak Phil, what do you got?
I got a tennis elbow from thinking about Sarah.
Whoa! Ice and elevate.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
I feel like I walk like Joe Biden now, and I dance like Donald Trump. So I feel like I've got a little bit of Americana in me everywhere I go.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station.
Hey, it's Rover. Real Radio has your shot at $1,000 and a VIP trip to Vegas for our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword Morning Glory.
You're listening to The Penthouse Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Stay cool out there if you are working outside. Take an extra break and drink a lot of water. If your boss says something, tell him to call me. 877-927-6969. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And, of course, Francis is here.
Hello, hello.
And it is time for a fresh batch right out of the oven of Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida.
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, there is a woman who did whatever she could to hide the fact that she murdered her roommate, allegedly. She is the prime suspect right now in this murder of a 78-year-old man. I'm seeing this story all over the place. 79 years old. And this was her roommate. And I'm talking about 35-year-old Nicole Max. She has been booked into the Volusia County Jail on charges of first-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and resisting arrest with violence. So the whole tampering with evidence thing, this happened back in July where somebody flagged down Daytona Beach police because there was a house on fire. And when the fire department got there, they arrived to the scene, they noticed that there was a man lying on the floor dead, but it wasn't from the fire. They said it was blunt force trauma to the back of his head and multiple stab wounds to his torso. And they found a knife covered in blood. And there was also blood splattered around the wall next to Nicole's bedroom closet. So it looks like she lit the house on fire trying to destroy all evidence, including the man's body, but it did not work out in her favor. Well, then, trying to catch up to this girl, it's 3:30 in the morning. They find her at a Crystal's restaurant. Said she had no shoes. She still had a little bit of blood on the side of her leg. They said portions of shirt she was wearing had either been torn off or cut off. And the portion that she was wearing had blood on it too. They also said that she had a couple, when they approached her, she had dropped a knife and a hammer that she was carrying. So she brought that with her into the Crystals. She had multiple versions of the story of what was going on when they were questioning her about this guy in the home. And she said she was homeless. She didn't know him. And then she was like, all right, I am his roommate. But she denied seeing him the day of the murder. And then she did confess to carrying the knife and hammer, but said she often carries them around on her. This is normal for me, carrying a hammer and a knife. I do this all the time.
I'm a handy woman.
And then when they started asking about the fire, that's when she got agitated and started to refuse to speak any further. Well, so they're escorting her back to the patrol car, informed her that they were going to collect DNA from her to see if it matched any from the scene. And that's when she was like, you know what, I'm really parched. Can before we go, can I get a drink? Well, she gets a Diet Mountain Dew, and she starts to procrastinate while drinking the soda. And when they try to grab it from her, she takes the soda and douses herself in it, pouring it all over her body and hair, trying to interfere with the evidence that was on her body. They said she was also pulling and kicking at the officers, too, when they were trying to secure her in the back of the cop car. So it did not work out in her favor. She has been arrested, and she will have her day in court, but not looking so good.
No.
Yeah, I mean, her DNA was on the handle of the knife and all this. Yeah, she's a lot of evidence against her on that one. And then in Florida, we have a dude who got pulled over. He was going the wrong way on a highway, which is very scary. And so there's reports at the FHP we're getting about this guy. It's like 12:40 in the morning. So FHP, with the help of Hillsborough County deputies, were able to locate the sedan that was going the wrong way. And they said that the vehicle not only was going the wrong way, it was smoking, like literally smoking. The front tires were falling off. And
I can't even imagine that.
They said that the vehicle had a driving pattern, indicating that the driver was extremely impaired. After the driver failed to slow down for the traffic stop, that's when they had to do a pit maneuver in order to stop the guy. So they removed him from the car, put him in handcuffs. The guy lied about his name. Eventually, they were able to identify him because his license plate did. His license identified him as Billy Spencer, not William Smith, is what he told the cops. And he did. He knew he gave him a wrong name. He fessed up to it. And they were like, well, you don't have to tell me because I can see right here on your license who you are.
That's not you.
Very, very drunk, smelled boozy, bloodshot eyes, all the things when you're wasted. He refused to do breath sample or field sobriety tests. He just kept his mouth shut the whole entire time. And he got charged with resisting an officer, giving a false name to law enforcement, driving under the influence, and refusing to submit to testing and felony fleeing and eluding. Well, when they bring him to jail, they're like, all right, we're going to check his stuff because that's what they do, right? When they bring you into jail. And they found a bunch of counterfeit $20 bills mixed in with his money. So on top of that, now he has additional charges of possession of 10 or more counterfeit bills. And then finally here in You're What the Florida, a very sad situation of a Florida pastor who took advantage of some people. His name is Robert Dell, and he was a pastor at the Pinellas County's The Rock Church. He was the founder of a halfway house for those recovering from drug addiction in St. Pete area. And now he's been arrested for operating a multi-million-dollar theft ring. And the thefts were happening at Home Depots in multiple counties. Said he hit up Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Polk County. So he would go in there and he had his people, and it wasn't just him. He had people working for him. And he would go in there and they would steal stuff, and then he would sell it on eBay under an account called Anointed Liquidators. They said him and his 4 associates were arrested for stealing the merchandise from like major brands, and that we're talking in the millions. They think that he's been doing this for the past 10 years, bringing the total loss of merchandise to over $5 million from Home Depots. And the sad part, I mean, all this is sad because what he's doing is terrible, but he would threaten the people who were at his halfway houses and use the position of being a pastor and a founder of the halfway house and like, hey, I'm giving you a place to stay and I'm going to help you better your life. But then he would manipulate them because they were very vulnerable to commit these crimes for him, to be his henchmen, basically.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm. He also had co-conspirators, Daniel Mace, Jessica Wild, stole a majority of the merchandise from stores 5 to 6 times a day on average before they would deliver it to him, and then it would be sold on eBay. His wife also was in the mix. And now he's facing charges of racketeering, conspiracy to commit racketeering, and dealing in stolen property as an organizer. And that is You're What the Florida.
Thank you, Francis. We do it twice a show. You guys give it to us, and we give it back to you. Pastor, you feel you can trust them. You really do. It's one of the people in society say, I don't have to think twice about that. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I know Jimmy's got a story about a situation that was a feel-good story and a movie that everybody seemed to like, but maybe there's a different side now.
I don't know if you guys probably know a little bit more about it. Now, I saw the movie The Blind Side, but I didn't realize that it was based on a true story. I mean, what little bit they tell you, and then, okay, but I didn't know the real story in real life real well when I saw the movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
You know, great movie.
I didn't know the story either. Just from the movie, I knew the story, and then the whole time I'm thinking, like, yeah, this is based on a true story.
Right. And she got an Oscar for it.
And that's about all I knew, that it was based on a true story, right? And so we're about in the same boat there, Franny. Well, apparently, there's obviously there's a lot more to it and everything that happened with his life, and so something has developed recently, and I got 2 different stories that I'm looking at here on it. So I'll try to get through this as best we can. Michael Orr, the retired NFL player whose life story was depicted in The Blind Side, is suing the family that took him in, claiming that they used him. Orr claims he recently found out that Sean and Leanne Isatui never adopted him, like they claimed they did. Instead, they tricked him into signing documents making them his conservators. As his conservators, Orr claims they deprived him of the rights to his name, image, and likeness. The conservatorship gave them the authority to handle all his financial and legal affairs. If they had adopted him, he would have retained those rights, according to this article. They also, and again, this is a claim in one, and then I'm going to give you a contradiction in another one. They also made millions off the movie along with their 2 kids, while Orr claims that he got nothing. Now, I've got another article over here that says that the family did not make any money. They made about $14,000. So I don't know where the facts are.
$300 million, right, in that petition that they made.
Orr wants the court to terminate the conservatorship and force the Tuohys to forfeit all the money they made off the rights to his name and the story itself. His lawsuit says, quote, where other parents of Michael's classmates saw Michael simply as a nice kid in need, conservators Sean Tuohy and Leanne Tuohy saw something else. A gullible young man whose athletic talent could be exploited for their own benefit. Orr played in the NFL from 2009 to 2016. He'd actually always hated The Blind Side because he said that it made him look stupid. Apparently, he wasn't a fan of the movie.
No.
Did you know that? Is that something that was well known?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I remember that he said, I mean, he had a very good career. He made a lot of money in the NFL. He did very well.
Sean Toohey is denying that the family made any money off the movie or that they'd ever tried to trick or exploit Michael. He says they remained very close with Michael until about a year and a half ago. And then now, Greek, with you saying that, and that's where, again, it gets into that dicey part. Well, did he make money or did they make the money from him? Because according to this article, they had the rights to him because it was a conservatorship, not that he was just adopted as part of the family.
I mean, again, I think it's a nice. I think it's a great story. First of all, what they did. It's sad that it's ended up here,
right?
Because again, when they took him in, they didn't know what was going to happen in life. I don't care how good you are, whatever. Chance you make it into the NFL are slim
to none. Yeah.
So I mean, I think it seemed to me that they did a very nice thing. They were family well off, and they took a kid in who was really against it at the time. That's the way the movie's portrayed and everything like that. But I think as time goes on, I don't know what happened with the movie, what they made or not. I know the time the movie was released, I showed it at the end. He was in the NFL by the time the movie was released.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't like he was, not working or anything like that. He was doing good. But if you would think that he would have something to do with the movie and get some money from it because it is basically his life story.
And now this second article that I have over here says, as for the money from The Blind Side, Toohey said, and this is the father, said, we didn't make any money off the movie. Well, Michael Lewis from The Blind Side, the book author, he gave us his share. Everybody in the family got equal share, including Michael. It was about $14,000 each. I'm sorry, I think I might have butchered that in the beginning, but the idea was that everybody got about $14,000. That's according to this article over here. Now, another part, there was something else up here saying that apparently, even I guess when the story happened, do we know how old Michael Orr was when the story happened? Because apparently, in another part, it was saying that they couldn't adopt him legally because he was over 18. And apparently you're not allowed to, you can't do that.
Huh.
Yeah, he was.
I thought he was still a kid. I thought he was
a legal adult.
Oh, he was a high school senior, so maybe he was 18.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
So if he's 18, maybe that's where, part of that might have some truth to it, too.
Yeah, he went to Ole Miss for college.
Right.
And he had a great career. I'm familiar with the story and everything like that. He played in the Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl. He did very well. I mean, maybe now, years later.
So why even file if he is 18, though, for any kind of conservatorship or being adopted? Why not just let him live under their household and take care of him? Why do you have to do anything as far as legally?
What was it about the story as far as because they adopted, allegedly in the movie, they adopted him so that they could, there was something they would get for him. I don't know what it was.
Well, he was in high school in the movie when they got him.
Right.
Yeah, but if he's 18.
Yeah. He was. He wasn't out of high school because I remember they showed him applying for schools and coaches coming to the house and everything, if that's true.
Right.
But that's what they showed. I thought it was an 11th or 12th grade.
Maybe the idea, I guess they wanted to adopt him to give him the home, right? I mean, that's the story behind the story that goes with the movie. And apparently it doesn't look like it was actually an adoption. It was a conservatorship. So, and then that, Michael now is claiming that because of that, he lost his rights.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again,
to certain things.
He's... There has to be something huge where he thinks he lost a ton of money because he did very well in the NFL. I'm guessing, off the top of my head, I think he made $30 million, maybe more.
Right.
He played 9 years, and he was... I know he's on the Ravens. Carolina gave him a big contract, $23 million, his last contract, whatever. But something happened where they went sour, like the father said a year ago. As far as the proof of what they made, that's pretty easy to find.
So I guess, he hired his attorney to help him uncover the details surrounding the movie deal and his legal connections to the people he believed were his adoptive parents, right? Because he's believing the people who, what do you call them, the Tooheys?
Tooheys, right?
Yeah, he's believing that they made all this money off the film, so he wanted an attorney to dig into it. So when his attorney did, that's when he unearthed this conservatorship document, and this was just back in February.
Right.
And that's when he realized that they say that overcame or saw the painful realization that he, in fact, was not adopted.
Mm-hmm.
So it took until this year to find that paperwork, and now that's why he's going after him legally. But he said, I grew up my whole life thinking, not his whole life, but a teenager on, growing up and thinking that, that they wanted to adopt me, and I was adopted, and I was part of the family.
And that's obviously an easy thing to see, whether or not you were actually adopted or whether it was a conservatorship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's night and day, right? You find that out. But in the movie, they actually did depict that it was an adoption, correct?
Yeah,
if I remember right.
Yeah. And they also, I mean, they did take him in.
They did, but with an adoption, right? He would be legally a member of their family. He would also have retained power to handle his own financial affairs. Now, with his conservatorship, basically he surrendered all of that to that family. And even though he was a legal adult at the time with no known physical or psychological disabilities, they were able to get this conservatorship. And now he's not able to handle any of his financial affairs. And that's really kind of messed up if that's the case.
Yeah, and that's where he's saying he was tricked into that. Okay.
That is pretty messed up.
Yeah. But if that's true. I mean,
if it's true.
Of
course.
But if he wasn't able to handle any of his money, if that's the case, wouldn't he have known from the very beginning when he was in the NFL that, hey, you know what, we're going to handle all your money? Or maybe that was just an agreement. Hey, we'll work it out. I don't know. I mean, there's a situation all around this they're going to have to uncover.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the other thing, too, that in both of these articles that I'm reading is he doesn't seem to be stating anything about his NFL money. He only seems to be talking about the money made off the movie, right? Yeah. Did you see anything different, Franny, in your article?
No.
So, yeah, you would wonder, right? I guess so. I guess the money that he did make in the NFL, he's not questioning that, or at least so far he's not.
Well, I don't think that had anything to do with that.
Right.
Yeah, I think his thing is the movie, and then if you hear something, about something that's made or something like that, and every movie deal is different, just like what I'm going through now. There's people I sat down with over the weekend. They'll give you X, and the movie's gone. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You don't have anything to do with it.
Well, it's like any contract.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And maybe he thought something different, and maybe he found something out. But if they can, I mean, it's pretty easy to prove, hey, we all got $14,000. There were 6 of us, including you. I mean, that's a strong statement the father's saying now, because he's saying, including him, he got $14,000.
Right.
So that's pretty easy to prove. You know what I mean? If he did get it, then it's, well, you got the money too. That's what we all got.
Yeah.
I don't know. The author is saying he gave him the movie. I don't know. Things happen. People sell stories. You got to be very careful with that stuff.
Yeah, he's claiming that the family is still getting royalties off of it. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. This is new news.
Well,
it sucks.
It's going to court, so they're going to find out. Yeah.
It sucks because it was such a nice story.
Yeah, this kind of puts a little bit of a black eye on it.
Of course, because it looks like this family went out of their way, and I'm not saying they didn't. But they went out of it out of love and concern, and they felt bad. Now, if you see it's monetary reasons, it takes everything away.
Yeah.
Then it's like, wow. But the other thing I'm going to say is you don't know how anybody's going to turn out in college or pros. He could have got hurt the first week.
Yeah.
And there goes your career. They still took him in, so you got to give him credit for that and brought him in. And that's a rare thing that a lot of people don't do. I mean, open their house and say, hey, I'm going to take you in and a stranger, which is nice. And I give him credit for that, but the other part is if you think something all your life and then you find out, I'm sure you're pissed, disappointed, and angry.
Yeah, because what we're talking about 15 years now, right, at this time frame, about 14, 15 years later, and he's allegedly finding out that he was never illegally adopted, and it was just a legal, conservatorship. So, I guess that's where it seems to be right now. That seems to be why he's bringing this out to the attention and, of course, filing the lawsuit.
Well, again, too, if you find, like I said, if you heard anybody's making something and you didn't, because, as far as I watched the movie, he's got just as much to do with it as them. It's his life story.
Right.
And they took him in, which is a nice thing. But if they got X and you didn't get anything, you're going to get pissed. Yeah. You're going to look at it and say, hey, you know what happened?
I think that's the details that'll come out to see where, where that line is there.
Yeah, it sucks, though, because it was a great story.
It does. It does, man.
I mean, first time I watched it, I was like almost because he wasn't friendly with their kids. Because that has happened in sports when there's a kid who's very friendly with one of the members of the family, like a son or somebody like that. And me and you are palling around in high school and I don't have a family. And you bring it home and you go, okay. They just saw him in the movie walking home. They knew him and they brought him in. Then he became friendly with their 2 children and everything like that. So to me, when you watch it, the first time I watched it, I said, wow, these people are unbelievable.
Right.
To open their house to a stranger.
Yeah. And like anything else, you go, when you see this now, it's like, well, it is Hollywood, and that's what they do. They make they make a regular story look really that much better, or worse, depending, what their goal is.
I saw it as they were a family that was very financially okay. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like they were hurting or something like that. And who knows what's true or what's not. We saw last week with Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel said that, his grandfather was an oil tycoon. Nobody ever checked it. That was all a lie. So, I mean, a lot of times, like you say, even with my script, when I said that with somebody a couple of weeks ago in their office, and the things they were telling me, I was like, that didn't happen. Or this one, and they were like, well, once you sign, you're done.
Yeah.
You don't have a say.
Well, and that's what Hollywood does. They make this story look this big.
But I felt, hey, it's me.
Because, I mean, you're so close to it because it is your story. But half the time, you probably look at all these true stories that come out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of details that, in fact, did not happen. I mean, as Jimmy mentioned, you got to make it big for Hollywood.
Yeah, but I think if you sign on.
You got to embellish a little thing.
Yeah, but if you sign on and you say, hey, I'm an executive producer, this isn't going on unless I say it, then that doesn't happen, obviously.
All part of the contract.
Yeah.
Going back to that.
Yeah, but they brought up a couple things to me, and I'm like, that's not what happened, or this wasn't that role, or something like that. But like you said, but the movie, I don't know. I believed it when I saw it. I really did. I thought it was a great story. I walked away and I was like, wow, that's nice. There's some really nice people in the world.
We believe a lot of what we see on TV and in the movies and television shows.
Yeah, because you think it's real. I mean, why don't? And also with this too, it's years later. That's a thing too that adds to it. You know what I mean? It's not like he's in the pros the second year. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, because when this movie did come out, I know he was in the NFL. It was one of his
I
rookies.
just think he's been stewing on it. I mean, the more you read, the more he kind of in the beginning, the character, the way that they portrayed him, he wasn't okay with, but he just let it slide. And then the more he thought about it, he was just like, I'm not okay with this. They made me look like I wasn't intelligent. No, you're fine. But that's it. And so that's what he kept on saying. Yeah. He was like, so he's not okay anymore. And he was before. He just kind of ignored it.
Well, apparently in February is when he found out. Right.
Well, that's about the conservatorship. Yeah,
exactly.
But I'm talking about the way that they depict him in the film. He wasn't okay with.
That he wasn't happy with.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are. I mean, if they did a movie about you, sometimes people have a different thing. There's a Lakers series right now on HBO about the Lakers, and Jerry West was an NBA legend, and he was the GM, and they portray him as a drunk in this show. And it's not great the way they portray him, and he's got a bad temper, and he breaks windows and throws. And I'm like, and I don't know Jerry West, but my image of him growing up was like, he was a perfect citizen, great guy. But they really portray him bad. So when you see things like that, if you're somebody, you like, I don't want to be known like that. Right. And they also portrayed him as like, Franny just said, and we all know that he wasn't too smart. So I think that gets to you too. You get annoyed with that when people say that. And you're like, hey, that's not really what it is. And then if they told him we didn't make any money. But that's easy to prove. I mean, they're going to look up and they'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out later on.
Definitely.
Think, right?
Oh, yeah. You can't hide that. It is the Penthouse. It is a Tuesday. We're going to come back with a trifecta and a lot more when we return. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
A man was detained by sheriff's officials and cited after he jumped into an elephant exhibit at the Milwaukee County Zoo, they said.
Do you think the elephants looked at each other and they're like, so are we going to talk about the person in the room?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Get ready to win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Immerse yourself in virtual reality with Kokomo, the new app from Canon. Connect with friends and family live in photorealistic environments. It's like being together even if you're miles apart. Search Kokomo by Canon to download now from the Meta Quest Store, Apple App Store, or Google Play.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Palm Beach, it's construction delays if you're traveling Okeechobee Boulevard East, right at Flagler Drive. That left turn lane is blocked. Expressways along the Palm Beaches are up to speed. Make sure you slow down for pedestrians on the ride. That's traffic on Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro, do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
If you've fallen out of love with your home, maybe you just need a refresh. Contact CertaPro Painters and we'll put the power of pro to work for you. That's CertaPro's power to transform living rooms and rejuvenate kitchens. The power to get the job done right, on time, and within your budget. Get that lovin' feeling back with the help of CertaPro painters. Start your project at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
Are you tired of sweating in your own home? Then it's time to call Air Around the Clock. Air Around the Clock is the largest ream dealer in South Florida with 135 trucks on the road every day. If your wife is hot, call us at 888-FIX-MY-AC.
Hey, it's the Greek for Trajan Wealth. It's a hot day in August, and people think I can't wait till I retire and enjoy South Florida weather every day. Well, Trajan Wealth can help you plan for your future. Call them today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Stop by their office in West Palm Beach and sit down with one of their experts in the financial field. Whether it's a 401k or an old 401k and you're not sure what to do with it, or your investment portfolio, Trajan Wealth can help you map out a plan and a strategy to make your money grow. Call them today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Go to their website for more information, TrajanWealth.com. If you want your money to grow, you need to sit down with somebody who can make a plan and a strategy so you can enjoy the South Florida days when you retire and be comfortable. Trajan Wealth. Call them today. 561-390-1000. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
When your ride fires on all cylinders, so do you. That's why Napa is on a mission to keep you in motion. With nearly 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores and over 17,000 Napa Auto Care centers, the Napa Network has everything you need to get up and go.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with CBS 12 News. Still hot this afternoon with temperatures in the low to mid-90s, but additional humidity will make it feel like the triple digits. An isolated shower thunderstorm is possible along the sea breeze as it works its way inland this afternoon. Then partly cloudy, warm and muggy tonight with temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s Wednesday morning.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
I'm Ben Ferguson. And I'm Ted Cruz. The appointment of a special counsel to supposedly investigate Hunter Biden is illegal and a blatant cover-up, protecting Hunter and Joe Biden and protecting Merrick Garland.
And we explain why. Download Verdict with Ted Cruz wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tony Evans, and I'm excited to have you join me on this new podcast, Heroes in the Bible.
Come to me, boy. You and your God will crumble beneath my feet.
He beckoned the giant and said,
I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts and creator of the stars.
Listen to Heroes in the Bible with Dr. Tony Evans on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
My dad equated relationships and women and stuff to a flower once. He's like, look at that flower. I'm like, yeah, man, it's pretty. He goes, yes, it is. Flowers die.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a smart man.
No, I got the feeling that your dad just didn't want you to be happy at times.
No, my dad did want me to be happy. That's why he told me all this stuff.
Well, it worked out for you.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, God. Dads do have to have an element, and you know this, D, of bringing you back down to life.
I did make my daughter cry in one game in the 7th grade.
Just one? Go ahead.
I did make my daughter cry one time in the 7th grade at her game, and my wife immediately came because I was sitting at the bottom of the bleachers and she was at the top.
Midnight. Treasure Coast, an iHeartRadio station. This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
Yo guys, Jeremy checking back in. Here's some Woodstock stuff for you. I'm from that area up there. My parents both went to the one back in the day. They made it with my aunts and my uncles about 3 exits away. They parked the car, grabbed all their gear, and hiked about a couple miles to the concert. When they got there, 50,000 people pushed down the fence and they announced it's now a free concert. I also worked at the one in 99. I stood by the porta potties and I hosed people off for 3 days because they were all full of mud. It was disgusting.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Wow, that could be in like worst jobs ever. Having to hose people down. Wow, that was pretty tough. Jeremy, we love you. Stay cool out there. I know you're
or best, depending on who you're hosing down.
This is true.
Or what?
Or best, depending on who you're hosing down.
I'm going to bet it was just... Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Franny's in the house.
Hello.
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
All right, college football came out with their new top 25 for the 2023 season, and sitting at number 1 is the Georgia Bulldogs. They are still barking, going for their 3rd straight title. It'd be an amazing thing if they do it. The last team that did it, Franny told us earlier in the show, was the University of Minnesota in the 30s. So hats off to the Georgia Bulldogs. Gators, forget it. They're not going to make top 20. Also, you got Michigan 2, and you got Ohio State 3. Not surprised there. And Alabama 4, a very unfamiliar role for Alabama in 4th position. We'll see what happens. People are excited for college football. It does kick off next Saturday, 2 Saturdays from now, August 26th. Notre Dame is taking on Navy. The biggest story off season was Colorado and Deion and what he brought to the program and how many millions of dollars already he's brought to them. And people talk about Deion and they don't think they're going to have a good season. Deion says they will. A lot of experts are thinking they'll go 4-8. And we'll see what happens. That's why they play the games. The Jets got their free agent running back, Cook, signed with the Jets for 1 year, $8.6 million. And Elliott is going to the Patriots. You haven't heard. Elliott's going to have a new number and a new look. Got a haircut, and he's going to be number 15. That's what he wore at college. So hats off to the Jets and the Patriots. There was rumors that Cook wanted to come to Miami, but I guess Miami did not want to sign him for that price. Cook also is dealing with some off-the-field issues that his agent and he says will definitely be resolved. Hopefully it will be, because if he gets some bad results, he may not be playing the NFL for a while. And the Marlins won yesterday 5-1 over Houston. Hats off to the Marlins. They have won 4 or 5. And right now, if the playoffs started, they would be in the wild card and be in the playoffs like the Panthers and like the Heat. And hopefully we can see that with the Dolphins. And I think we'd have to go back and see if there's been a time where all 4 teams made the playoffs. And I don't know if that's happened since some of these teams have been in existence, when all 4, the Panthers, the Heaters, the Marlins, and the Dolphins made the playoffs. I'm going to say no in the same year, just top of my head. But we could look that up. The 4 teams have all made it into the playoffs. So far, we got 2. We got Marlins knocking on the door. And that is your last trifecta of the day. Peace.
Well, if you haven't heard, we are giving away a pair of tickets to both nights at the 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. That's going on September 22nd and 23rd. And we want to send you there. If you haven't been paying attention, we are giving you 3 chances a day at winning that trip, plus $1,000, a trip for 2, including round-trip airfare to Las Vegas, the 2-night hotel stay, again, on the 22nd and 23rd, ground transportation and from the airport and hotel. We're giving you 3 chances a day. We're giving you a keyword, and what you got to do is you got to take that keyword and text it to 200-200, and this hour's keyword is music. So text music to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. By the way, Foo Fighters, Fall Out Boy, Kelly Clarkson, Kanye Brown, Lil Wayne, Lenny Kravitz, just to name a few of the acts that are going to be out at this year's iHeartRadio Music Festival. Again, going on September 22nd and 23rd.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. So make sure you try to win those passes in there. So I want to know, G-Man, you're still in the dating pool, and even Jimmy, maybe in the past. Have you ever dropped friends for somebody? Like decided to let go of some of your buddies, maybe because they didn't mesh well with your new partner, or maybe because you were afraid of what they were going to tell your new partner? Have you ever dropped any friends?
Not.
I mean like in the initial part, too. Not later on.
I haven't dropped any friends. Probably just the typical where I didn't spend as much time with them because I was spending more time with my new partner.
Very common,
right?
yes.
So that's more that than any conflict between my, somebody I was dating.
Okay. What about you, G-Man?
Never dropped anybody, but if I brought her around my friends, I would tell them, no Greek stories tonight, please.
Okay.
Just keep it generic and nice.
Got it.
That's it. Let's not talk about this one got that, this one got that. Remember when he did this? Remember when he did that? They don't want to hear that. I would tell them that.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't drop them.
Yeah.
But I might put a muzzle on certain things.
Well, it looks like this is how Irina is putting a muzzle on things, is by dropping her friends. So she is the one that has been linked to Tom Brady. So they're saying that she is so intent on making this romance work that she is cutting ties with what they say some of her more loose-lipped pals to avoid any embarrassing fumbles. So that she has been narrowing her inner circle. She's afraid that there's going to be any weird rumors might scare him off.
The only thing with that, which I don't understand,
that's very similar to you.
I know. It is.
Well, no, I didn't.
To what you just said. Yeah.
Well, no, I would bring him around, but I would just say certain things I don't want to know.
Yeah, no, and that's what she should say. Hey, don't say this, don't say that.
I
but instead she's cutting ties with them.
There's 2 different things. I never cut anybody off.
But it's for the same reason.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's the same reason. But I would never cut anybody off. I would just say, hey, don't bring this up or bring it up, because there's certain things that if you hear stories, you might get scared off or be like, oh my God, you did that or this. But I think for her, and then as far as them being around each other, you could just say, just been hanging out, me and Tom, getting to know each other. You don't have to give them details. I mean, especially if you think somebody has loose lips or going to say something like that. But I don't know if I would cut somebody off who I was friends with for a length of time and I valued their friendship. Because that's...
I'm with you. If they're good friends, and just because you're trying to make a relationship work, I think that's silly.
Yeah.
To cut off ties with them, just pull agree. Just be like, listen, I really like this person. Can we not say any of my embarrassing stories? How about that? And if they're your friends, if they're truly your friends, they should listen to you.
How about if you know that there's a conflict between them, right? If you're dating somebody, you know that they don't like your friend type thing. I'm sure that happens quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. It could be somebody maybe that, you're dating that dated somebody that they know or something like that. That could be weird. I mean, I've been in that situation. But if you have somebody, you say you want to keep something on a lowdown, which many times I did. If I knew somebody had a big mouth, and not on purpose, they just talk, I would tell them.
No, we all have those friends who have a big mouth. You're right, and that's what she's saying, loose lip. But this is the thing, and this is just reports, right? We don't know if it's true or not. But if you are, and this is out there, and you've cut ties with your friends, you know what they're going to do? They're going to start talking crap because you just cut ties with them.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to the tabloids right now, be like, oh, yeah?
Yeah. That's who's probably going right now. I would feed them something, like we're getting to know each other, we're hanging out, he seems to be a nice guy, he's very private, but I wouldn't get into other things. But people can ruin things for you. And again, I'm going to go my friends. Sometimes they don't even think they're saying something bad, but I've learned this over the years. Other people might be like, oh my God,
You did what?
I know. That's what I want to know. I want to know what the weird rumors are. What is it?
Yeah, come on.
What are you into?
It could be anything. It could be the amount of money you spent, the amount of lovers you had, this one, that one. You know, it was one time one of my buddies was sitting with me and this girl just about a year ago, and he was telling me and different stories, and every story was a different girl. When we got in the car, she was like, how many girls did you take to Vegas? I said, well, I did that as a benefit for the casinos, and I just try to help out.
And then I start.
Yep. You may not want to
It's
take
a show.
any. You may not want to take any girls to Vegas these days because they are having a bed bug issue.
How's that happening?
They said
Really?
that 7 Las Vegas Strip hotels and popular hotels are attracting some very unwelcome pests over the past few years and a half. But they're saying that, this time it has just been really bad. They said the last 18 months they've had a bed bug issue, which just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, yeah.
Hotels include Circus Circus, Caesar's Palace, Planet Hollywood, Palazzo, Tropicana, MGM Grand, and Sahara. And this is records obtained by CBS Money Watch.
Wow.
And they said that guests at Caesars just recently alleged that they were bitten by bed bugs. The room was taken out of service while the 5-star hotel's housekeeping investigated the incident. And they found them. They found them in the room and they treated it according to them. But more and more guests are saying the Sahara, a couple people back then, it was just like they said it was terrible. One guest said that she squished one of the bugs and there was so much blood. Like, are they bloodsuckers like mosquitoes? Yeah. I've never had to deal with bed bugs. I know they bite.
That could ruin a hotel.
Oh, God.
I mean, if you hear that, you want to stay there? No.
No.
Oh, my God.
Circus Circus, same thing. A guest found him in her room, complained that she was bitten. Detected again a few months later in the same one. There was second complaints of that. Tropicana, 2023, January, they found bed bugs in their room, transferred to another room. The other room was treated. It was rented out again after they did treat it. But I love how the hotel is calling these incidents highly unlikely. But it's all, what did I say, 7 hotels already in the past year?
Out of the ones you mentioned, Caesars is the only one that's top notch.
Yeah.
The other ones are a little bit B level. Palazzo is nice, but it's a little bit older. But Caesars is just they're like a $450 million or $800 million renovation.
And that's what they're saying. I mean, are these people disgusting or what? Because American Hotel and Lodging, they acknowledge that bed bugs do indeed often make their way into hotels because they hitch rides on the guest's luggage or on their clothing.
Right.
And so they say industry has the best practices that include proactive measures and services. But that shows you, right? Like, are they really, really cleaning things as well as they should be?
You never know.
If you have incidents like this.
Oh, and that spreads all over. People will say that all the time. Don't stay there. There's bed bugs.
And you've heard that.
Yeah.
And, like, even if places I haven't, I remember it was like a few years ago, everybody was talking about bed bugs, New York City bed bugs.
Yeah.
And I went and I just pulled all the sheets off. I wanted to look and see what was underneath everything. Because it does. Like, I don't want to take bed bugs.
Oh no, the stories you hear.
I don't want to get bit by them.
I mean, they tell you too. Like, don't even walk barefooted on the rugs.
Yep.
I mean, you hear that now. It's something I never thought of.
Just talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Some people, like hotel hacks, what people do in hotels, and that's one of the things. They won't walk on the carpet barefoot.
No. And so this is what staff and guests say. This is what you should do for the telltale signs of bed bug, what to look for. Obviously, live or dead bugs. Small blood stains from crushed insects.
I would just walk
Dark
out.
spots from droppings. Bed bug remains on linens, mattresses, bed springs, behind the headboard, in furniture, in between the floorboards. Like, we got to look at all that stuff, I guess.
That's the whole examination.
Yeah. I did see, because we were talking about things to look for and all these hidden cameras. This one girl posted, she was in a hotel and she filmed it. She found, and it was one of those places you don't think about looking. But the shower, the faucet, the handle, like where a screwdriver would be, like a little screw, a screw would be, to put it in place. Somebody put a camera right in that thing. The handle to turn on and off.
Now, what the hell are you going to see there? I mean, is somebody's shower?
You're going to see their hoo-ha and their penis.
Oh,
what do you
in
mean,
the
what are you
shower.
going to see? It's in the shower.
I thought you meant the sink. I wasn't paying attention.
And either in the sink, too, you could see stuff. I know. I'm glad he's honest about it.
I am.
There's a first.
Yeah, with the honesty part?
Yeah.
Paying attention, we know that never happens. But yeah. Almost time, G-Man. Don't you worry.
I hate when the show ends.
Almost time.
You kidding me? It's like Christmas when it ends. I get so depressed. I'm like, no.
It's like Christmas when it ends. I get so depressed. I tell you.
That sucks. That's terrible for those hotels. But Circus, that's been there for a long, long time. A couple other ones you mentioned have been around 20, 30, 40
How do you
years.
treat bed bugs? What do they do? They have to bomb it.
Yeah, I guess.
Take everything out, I would assume. And just,
I mean, wouldn't that something?
Maybe just like you said, just bomb it. Yeah.
Well, the only reason why I say is, I mean, isn't that something that if you owned a hotel like that, maybe you would want it as a preventative measure,
yeah.
you know, to treat it if you can, right? Without it, I mean, if you have to bomb the room, then it's, you know, just to maintain it. I mean, to keep the bed bugs from coming in. I don't know what it takes to do that.
They even say just by washing the bedding and clothes in hot water for 30 minutes and put them in the dryer at the highest setting for 30 minutes takes care of them. So that's the thing. Like, are these places really actually cleaning them? They also say
that makes you wonder.
Yeah, use a steamer on mattresses, couches, other places where they hide. So I guess they don't like hot stuff.
I would think
steam and heat.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think, and I'm probably wrong, when you stay at these high-level hotels, they're steam cleaning the rugs. You would think every 2 months, 3 months for the amount of people they have. They're probably not.
No, I bet you just the main hallways.
Yeah.
Not the bedrooms itself or the rooms itself.
You're right, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I think.
Well, and again, that makes me wonder whether they changed the sheets the way what you're talking about there, Franny.
So my sister's got a cool gig. She works for IHG now, and she was doing marketing. And now I can't remember. It's like customer satisfaction. I can't remember, but it's a different, and she loves it. So now she actually, it's almost like a secret shopper. They send her to different cities and put her up in different hotels. Okay. Sometimes they're one of theirs, but most of the times it's competition. And she just gets to write and critique all the good and the bad things of the hotels and what they can improve on.
Yeah,
and even because we stayed at one of the IHG hotels recently when she was, in the Keys. And there was a couple things that she even said that could use. And so she was even writing stuff up, secret shopping one of her hotels. But she showed me, she stayed at an airport hotel outside of Atlanta because her flight got delayed. She's like, I'm just going to stay here since I'm flying so early. And so it looked like somebody was murdered in that room. I'm like, how the door was banged out, like somebody was trying to like bust out of the door. The curtains looked like a tiger had attacked them. She's showing us pictures, and I was like, how do people stay in business like this? Like, and I understand airport hotels, they don't have the best reputation.
No, they don't. I mean,
How do you not turn around and just leave?
And that's what I told her. I was like, I can't believe you even stayed in there. She's like, I know. She was like, it was really scary. Stains on the floor that you don't even want to know what they are and stuff.
God. Yeah, I would have booked out.
Yeah.
I would have wrote my report and said, I'm out.
Yeah.
Deuces. I got to go. Yeah, there are certain things. But again, things that you assume could be wrong, like you said. I mean, it's the same thing with restaurants, different things that you assume and you think. But I would think rugs at a high-end hotel, like I would think every 3 months, they're in there with a steam cleaner.
You would hope.
Yeah, probably.
But that's one of the points is that she says it does not happen often where they go through with that steam cleaner.
I'm sure because it's expensive and they don't want to do it. And they're like, why the hell are we going to do this?
But boy, if you get the reputation for having bed bugs,
you're done.
That can kill you.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and that sticks with you. That could be 5 years from now. You'll remember that.
But there's some people who get that reputation of bed bugs and then they bring down their hotel room rates and people don't care because they're like, oh, it's $50 a night.
That's true.
I'll take the bed bugs.
Yeah, it's not bad. Let's
sign me up.
Yeah, let's sign me up. If you got any stories about that, bring them up tomorrow. And those are definitely not going to be good stories. Again, if you had a teacher, who would you want? You could always respond to us. And tomorrow with certain things like that. And
so remember, all right? All day today, remember.
Yeah. Tomorrow. Well, it's not hard. It's like one day. What the hell do you want? I mean, come on.
Remember to participate with us tomorrow.
What the hell do you want?
Oh, my God, nothing anymore.
I'm not giving him any homework
I don't want anything.
Oh, my God. Give you a little homework. Jimmy, good job. Thanks, Greek. You kicked ass today. Just want to let you know. Thanks for all your help with the contest, the blog. You're doing a great job. I miss you, 205. Good job, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Greek. Thank you, Franny. And thank you for listening.
Franny.
You don't have to. You don't have to say anything. I'll thank you. How about that? Thank you, Greek. Thank you for everything so much. I really appreciate all the effort you put into the show and the time we get to spend together. These 4 hours a day really mean a lot to me.
Greek, I don't know how you make time out of the day to put together all the material you have for the show and carry us all the way for 4 hours.
I love it.
It's amazing.
Thank you. And Jimmy, thank you for all
so
that
much.
you do. Thank you so much. No, truly, thank you.
Oh, I already had my turn. I'm sorry.
It's a team effort. We're a team. Don't ever forget that.
Yes, we are a team.
And Franny.
Yes.
If the 4 hours are not enough, you can always call me or text me.
No, that's okay.
No, that's what she says. No, that's okay. It's 4 hours. No, I'm good. Talk to you tomorrow. Benihana, everybody. It is hot as you know what, so be careful out there. Be cool. Pack your patience. And be careful walking your pets outside because the sidewalks are hot. Mm-hmm. And wear 2 pairs of flip-flops. That'll definitely help you this afternoon. News Junkie, and then you got Rover. Oh, excuse me, News Junkie, and then Lex and Terry. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great afternoon. Peace.